Am I live? Is this bitch on? Hey, everybody. Woo, can't see me. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching this. I am the infamous Kiki, and welcome to my live watch. Welcome to the live and lit watch of Love After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 27. How do they do these episodes? Love During Lockup. My fiance has a fiance. So we're going to watch this episode. It is currently 7:24 in the morning. Usually I watch these episodes live as they go up at night, but y'all, it's cold in Texas and I'm tired. Y'all, it's cold in Texas. I got to make tired. Y'all, it's cold in Texas. I got to make tired. Y'all, it's cold in Texas. Y'all hear the echo? Yeah, y'all hear the echo, so you know what that means. That means I'm live. I have to make sure because my video will be tripping sometimes. Anyway, I got my holiday sweater on. Let me back it up a little bit. I got my wrap on. Got my holiday sweater on. One of these days I'm gonna get all glamorous for y'all on camera, but people are like, "Oh, you got to be camera ready and all that." Child, I live a hectic, busy life. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. I hope that you are ready to watch this. For all those who are with the Geo Malik crew. I don't know if I'm going to be on his show because every Saturday I'm running errands and this is going to be no exception. So I decided to do this in the morning to get this out of the way so I can work out, and then after I work out, my son has to have a haircut. I have to get my car serviced. I have to go shopping. Like, there are many things your girl has to do today. And I'm trying to get it all done before noon because I have to come home and start doing orders, cleaning my closet. There's a lots of stuff for me to do. So, who am I? Just a recap. I am a business owner. I'm a mother. I watch TV like you guys do. I watch shows. I do reviews. Holidays coming up. You're probably wondering, Kiki, what do I watch? What do I binge watch? I've been putting up some reviews. I did my Wakanda Forever review. Highly recommend. Interview with the Vampire. Highly recommend. I'm currently watching a show called 1899. I'm trying to finish it. I'm currently on episode 5, I think. And I think it's 8 episodes. So I keep falling asleep. So I got to go back and rewatch episode 5 because it's like one of these steampunk mind bending shows, like a mystery wrapped in enigma. You will see my review. I still got to do my Unsolved Mysteries review because Unsolved Mysteries is my show, y'all. True crime, I love true crime. I will start to put more true crime on this channel because I love true crime, and I watch various. There's probably like 10 true crime channels that I'm subscribed to, and I don't want to sensationalize people's deaths. I don't want to provide it as entertainment. I just want to update people on certain shows and certain cases, and that's it. There are people who have made their whole bread and butter on throwing out wild speculations and sensationalized cases, and I just don't want to do that. That's not my thing. I love sci-fi. You will see me ramp up and do more sci-fi, science fiction, and fantasy and comic books. That's my jam. I only watch really 2 reality shows, Love After Lockup and 90 Day Fiancé. So check out my playlist if you're interested in seeing more of my 90 Day Fiancé videos. I will probably go and watch 90 Day Fiancé and do a video about that. So we'll see how that goes. Regarding it's a holiday season, y'all, so I got to do my PSA. And last week I was talking about my ugly sweater decorations that are the hottest seller right now. There's these little decorative things that are on a hanger. They're like little sweaters. But we're going to talk about these bad boys right here. You see that's a pine cone. That's Mr. Santa Claus himself, Mr. Santa. These 2 buddies right here, I have more. I have other little tea lights. I have a snowman, I have a house, I have a boot, I have a present. These are my second bestseller at my shop. These are candles, by the way. See the little wicks? Those are candles. So I put links to my shop in there. You get 20% off if you use the code card 20. I have candles in my shop. I have two different shops. I have one that's jewelry and keepsakes. I have boxes. I have candles. I have stuff for Kwanzaa. I have stuff. I have custom made stuff. If you need something personalized in my jewelry store, I can almost personalize everything. I have a lot of anime stuff because I'm in the anime. So why not me selling anime stuff? And my jewelry shop, it is a professional shop. I work with a professional manufacturer that I design the jewelry, I design the pieces, I design the labels and stuff like that, and they in turn make it and ship it out. It's not drop shipping. It's print on demand or design on demand if you know that. My Falling Star Naturals is my candle shop, skin, bath and beauty and stuff. That stuff I actually have to make. I actually have to make make this stuff. It's pine cones, candle. This is stuff I actually have to make. It's my first shop. I've been in business on Etsy for 3.5 years. It is a labor of love. It's not me trying to just get money. It is a labor of love. It's something I do because I am a designer. I am an artist. I've won awards. You watch my other videos. I've put up pictures of my awards. If you subscribe to the channel and you read my community tab, I'll put up various designs and things that I'm working on. And again, I've been in the Wall Street Journal. I've been on covers of magazines, all kinds of things. I'm not famous. I'm still humble. I'm still just plain old Kiki who likes to talk and talk shit with y'all. So, but if you want to support the channel, that's the way. I will never beg you guys for money, and I don't have a Patreon. I don't, none of that. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm at 631. If you like to subscribe and make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment on the video, I greatly appreciate when I do these videos that I have 200-300 people who supposedly come in here and watch these damn videos. Life After Lockup, I had thousands. I had 4,000 or 5,000 views on my videos and was just in shock. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, that doesn't cost you any money. If you really, really want to support the channel and you want to get some good shit from a Black-owned business, then look in the description, click on the links, go and get you 20% off. I've had lots of people order from me already that watch this show. And it's not, you're getting good stuff. I ship fast, I ship quick, I ship within 3 days. I have great customer service. You'll see it on my Etsy shop. I'm a 5-star seller. And yeah, so let us begin watching this. Enough of that. Enough of the PSA. But I gotta pay the bills. So let's get to watching. I don't watch, again, let me tell people, let me do the disclaimer. I don't watch this on WeTV. I actually watch this bootleg. So y'all excuse me if I may miss something or something may be missing. You have to excuse me. So we're starting out with Ty. Buffalo, New York. Ty's house. She has a big, why does she have a big box of animal crackers? Is that for a dog or is that for her? Is she drinking liquor? Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll try to give you guys timestamps. I'm looking up here and watching my TV. I look down here. This is for my chat and my computer. I will notice weird things, but why does Ty have a box of cookies and some liquor? I thought they were like dog biscuits, but those are actually like animal crackers. Okay, so Ty is mad because she found out that Hottie is still talking to Boston. So she invited Boston over to at a neutral place. I was thought over a house, but no, they're going to meeting at a restaurant again. Again, she's meeting with Boston. You would think after last season, if you didn't watch last season, Ty and Boston got into a fight, just a physical fist fight. So her fiance does have a fiance, but Ty is still talking to other men anyway. So let's see. She's gonna meet with Boston. Hopefully they don't get to fighting again. I can't stand to see women fight over a man. I can't do it. Yeah, the producers had to break it up. People were watching. Then their friends were there too, and their friends were just kind of sitting around like, oh no. So we'll see. Here comes Boston. And then she trying to roast her. I love Ty. I love her.
So I'm here. What's up?
Glasses.
I'm doing great.
I love the look Ty gets. She's like,
what do you mean what's going on with me and honey? I mean, that's my man. We're engaged.
She said, that's my man. We're engaged. Okay, she social media.
We're planning a nice little wedding when he comes home. What else do you want to know?
I want to know when is Hottie coming home?
No, I don't want you. No, I don't want you next. No.
She said, "Can oh my God, now Ty wants to sit next to her."
No. Just tell me. You're getting a little close. Listen, when is your wedding? It's none of your business. It's in the plan. Like I'm just. I don't have a date. Because you're on some hospital. Okay, calm down. When is your wedding? Calm down. Why? Because you know everything. You know everything else. I want to know when is your wedding?
Oh no.
You can be my flower girl.
She said you can be my flower girl, bitch.
Next question. Hearing that Ty is also engaged to Hottie.
She took that well.
I didn't want to show it on my face that I was upset or felt how I felt because I didn't want Ty to make it seem like I'm a weak person. Yeah, I'm upset.
Yeah, she. Oh, you can tell she's upset. That's not acting. You can tell the look in Boston's face is upset. Like I can tell usually when they faking, but you can tell. You can always tell whether someone's sincere is in the eyes, and her eyes looked upset. Either she's like a really great actress, but you can tell that she looked.
It doesn't fit yet.
Upset. So.
Yeah, big ass man hands. Yeah. That's why yours was cheap. So where'd you get yours from? Kyoka brought me mine. Oh.
Yeah, you can tell she didn't know.
Why is it any of your business? Because we're engaged. And before I take that,
she said we in date. They must just be sister wives at this point. Bitch, we're both engaged. Let's be sister wives. Like it must be some like Kimberly Usman shit at this point. Like we both can marry him and share him, girl.
I like your fake teeth, bitch, and they beautiful.
She talking about I like your fake teeth. She Boston doesn't believe her.
You're delusional. Like I already believe that you went to the store. I'm just trying to figure out.
So she went to the store and bought a ring, just like your ring, boo boo. Come on now.
How about that?
Oh no.
Raggedy ass bitch.
Ty done turned over the motherfucking table, y'all. Ty. To turn over the table. Ty got anger issues.
You, bitch, I killed. Now you laugh. You're using the laugh part.
Oh no, Ty is violent, y'all. Ty have issues that she need to work out. It is commercial time. It is. I'm telling you, ladies out there. And y'all know I gotta stop and go off. You know, y'all know if you watch this channel enough, y'all know I talk about real life shit, not just these stupid ass shows. These shows are entertaining. Some of the storylines are scripted and fake, but I also like to interject real things. Now, I don't know how much this is for the camera between Ty and Boston. We don't really know. We don't know if Ty is really upset. She's just doing it because she's on the show, or this is really Ty. No clue. I kind of think this is my opinion. I think this is kind of really Ty. I think she has a bit of a temper and a hothead. But fighting over a man is not a good look, sis. It's not a good look, especially if you're 30-something years old. I mean, that's something you do maybe in your 20s, maybe. So, speaking of fighting, I'm gonna do a whole video on Shanquilla Robinson. If you have not heard the story, Shanquilla Robinson is the 25-year-old black lovely young lady that went to Mexico with her friends, and her friends told her parents didn't hear from her, told her parents, oh, she died of alcohol poisoning, and they ended up going back home from Mexico. And a video came out. I don't know who released the video, who took the video. There's controversy. There's all kinds of shit on the internet about this case. So be aware that you got to kind of wade through the rumors and the internet innuendo. But I might do a video on Shanquilla Robinson just because of the fact that she is a black woman. But it turned out that there's a video released and shows Shanquilla getting beat up. She was naked, getting beat up by another girl. And when I say another girl, I mean a woman. I mean, these are not girls. These are young ladies who are in their 20s. So these are grown ass people. Some people are blaming the parents. Why did they let her go? She's 25. These other people are 25, 26, 27 years old. She was in college. She had a business. I mean, at what point, your kids have to go live their lives, Black people. But they show her getting physically assaulted while some stupid ass is filming and saying, well, you can at least fight back, blah, blah, blah. But the question is why they were fighting. There's rumors and innuendos they were fighting over a man, saying that they were drunk, that maybe something had happened at the club. I don't believe anything in a chat or a social media group or whatever, or people coming forward saying I'm a friend of such and such, because you really don't know on the internet, and people will make up all kinds of shit to interject themselves into the situation. And then some people are just sick and stupid and just like to just stir up mess, or think they know, or think they heard from somebody to somebody to somebody. But at the end of the day, these parents have to deal with the fact that their daughter died. And on the video, I saw the video. It's a 17-second video of this girl fighting her. Then there's rumors online that the girl's transgender. She is not. The girl that was beating her up had a baby not too long ago. So she's not, there's no transgender nothing in here. The girl may not be that attractive, but she's not trans. She's not really a man. I don't know how that got started, but the girl beat her up, allegedly, in the video. Allegedly. I say allegedly, all this. It actually had a baby like not that long ago, like 4 or 5 months ago. So, and Shanquilla is not trans. She's female. She's all female. And at the end of the day, it's someone's child. I don't care who beat up who. I don't care if these were both trans people. At the end of the day, she had a broken neck, a broken spine. And the rumor is they were fighting over a guy. If it turns out that what the rumor is true, that it was either jealousy or some kind of beef they had previously over a man. These people were from North Carolina. I'm going to scream. I'm going to wait till everything comes out, maybe to talk about this, but the FBI is investigating. But I'm going to scream, because if this is about a man, if this is about some sort of perceived jealousy or some slight, or they were at a club somewhere and she was talking to another guy, or one of them was talking to a guy and someone said something, it's not serious enough to fight anybody over anything that's supposed to be your friend. These days, people have frenemies and sometimes friends, and people are talking about them going on a trip. Look, you have a right to go on a fucking trip if you want to, okay? Them being on the trip, I don't care if they went to Mexico. I don't care if they went to California. I don't care where they would have went. That's inconsequential to me, really, at the end of the day. The end of the day is that she was savagely beaten up, hair grabbed, punched, thrown on the ground, while sorry ass people were filming it. And people need to stop. And if I'm going on a trip and my friends start fighting, I'm not going to be like, ooh, let me get up and film it. These are the kids that we are raising, y'all. I say we loosely, because I pray to God every day that my kids get older wouldn't do no stupid shit like this. That they understand that fighting is not the way. You fight to defend yourself. You don't fight over words. And if somebody jumps on you and try to fight you, you do fight back. But the idea that, I'm fixing to jump on somebody and fight them, I mean, that's craziness. I don't, on vacation. So it's like now and yeah, you can't trust people. And yeah, but she's young. She's 25 years old. How many times we didn't went out to a party, on trips, events with people that either we barely know. I don't know how well she knew these people. Nobody really knows at this point, except the people that are their friends and family. I don't know how long she knew these girls. I mean, it was more than girls. It was men on this trip. There was about 6 people on this trip so far that we know of. And so certain things have been said. The one dude posted a video on social media, I guess trying to clear himself up. His parents should have got him together and been like, you don't go social media, you don't say anything, we're getting a lawyer and calling it a day. That's just dumb. But the point is that what I'm saying about this situation is that you don't fight nobody because you don't know what kind of physical conditions a person has. That person doesn't even know. Just because you look fit and you seem fit it doesn't mean that somebody can't twist. As somebody who has back issues, has spinal surgery, I didn't get in a fight or nothing. I just have genetically, I lost the luck of the draw. But I know somebody that if I would have gotten into a car accident, it would have pushed me down or something like that before my back issues became pronounced. I don't know if that would have snapped my spinal cord or not. I know now that my back is vulnerable. I've had surgery, but it was vulnerable before that. I was exercising and doing things that did not help my situation, but I had no idea I had back issues. So Shanquilla could have had an existing spinal issue that we don't know about. She could have had scoliosis. She could have any kind of issues. Or you don't know when you're fighting somebody how a person's neck is going to turn or back is going to snap. You The head and the spine are two of the most vulnerable parts of your body. If somebody's banging your head, brain bleeding, concussion, pass out, that's serious. You don't know how stomping someone in the head is what's going to happen to them. A lot of y'all been watching too many Mortal Kombat movies, playing too many video games, watching too many movies where people get hit and then they wake up and put a little bag on their head and they cool and fine. That doesn't happen in real life. In real life, you're banging someone's head, you throw somebody on the ground, yeah, you can break their spine. You can paralyze somebody. I've seen it happen. Yes, people get into car accidents and they get paralyzed and they get severe, massive, severe spinal issues, massive head injuries, bleeding on the brain, hospitalization. Don't let what you see on YouTube and these bum fights and this world star hip and think that, oh, they just fighting and everything's going to be okay. You don't know when she was grabbing this girl's head and slamming her head, what's going to happen. So I just tell people be warned because you don't know when what you do you may think it's just an innocent fight and you may slam somebody up against something, a floor, a locker, or a wall too hard and break their neck. And then you're going to jail. But the FBI is going to press charges. And like I said, I hope this fight, like with Ty in Boston, is not over a man. Because then it's really senseless and really useless that we lost that these people's parents, Shanquilla's Robinson parents, lost her over something. I promise you, it's something so stupid. Now, if somebody's trying to hurt you, trying to give you drugs, trying to assault you, trying to, put something in your drink, threaten your life over something serious, then I understand. But if this is just a fight over because they're both drunk over some dude, over some perceived beef, then I'm just gonna say what a waste, and we need to be raising our children better. Like this just but some of y'all think it's cute to go out and fight. Some of y'all were raised to be like, I gotta be tough and I gotta go out there and fight. And yeah, okay. I get it. But we gotta do better. And then I did it too. You gonna sit there and film it. I would tell my kid, don't you ever in your life. You see people fighting, you either try to break it up or get away. But sitting there going, why ain't you fighting back? And you a man? And you just watching two females fight? It's not a good look. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to put that out there and let people advocate for Shanquilla. And just in case you have not heard the case, please go read it. Please, I wouldn't say case. If you ever the situation person, I hate saying case, but please go read it. Okay, so we're going to dumbass Jessica and her daughter are meeting Justin's sister and mom, and Justin's sister and mom look just alike. And Justin looks like his sister too. They look alike, and they're meeting they're doing a paint and pour kind of thing. Dark hair, dark eyes. So I could see where he was attracted to her. She said she's definitely Justin's type, dark hair and dark eyes. So this is a sip and pour thing that I've done with my sister-in-law. It's a lot of fun. It's where you go and you can bring your own wine and then you can draw, you paint. They teach you how to paint step by step. I did. I just noticed Justin has a face tattoo right here. Girl, what kind of job is he gonna get with a face tattoo? Okay, so now that I have a little bit of liquid courage. Brace yourself. Look, so she said she got a tattoo. The sister wants to see it. Yes. The mom and the sister wants to see it. She got a tattoo. It's across her whole torso.
He said he wanted to put Dustin on me. Okay. I decided to get a dramatic tattoo.
What does it say, Philly?
Last name.
Oh, she got his last name.
To say,
Phillips?
Hey, I'm yours. I'm not leaving you. Hey, we are going to stay together forever and ever and ever.
She sounds stupid. She got a tattoo of his last name on her stomach. She's saying, what if y'all don't mesh when you get out? She's saying, the sister's saying, well, what if y'all don't mesh? It's true. Just because you talk to somebody over the phone, and she's not even allowed to visit Dustin. So she's never really been around Dustin. She can't visit him because she used to be the prison nurse. So you don't know how you're going to mesh with a person in person. Writing letters is not real love, y'all. It's not The Notebook.
Why? I don't know. So you think he's blowing smoke up my ass? I mean, there's always that possibility, yes. Right.
And so the daughter's asking a pertinent question. So how many relationships have Dustin been in?
Relationships?
They're like relationships?
He's never been loyal to a woman.
So the mom and sister being straight out. Dustin's never been loyal to a woman. He's never been in a real relationship.
Right. It's talk jail talk. And I know this because my brothers talk about this every single time he goes to prison. It lasts a week, if that.
She said, so okay, let me pause here. I'm at 8 minutes 45 seconds in. The mom and the sister, who I thought was on some bullshit at first, is real talking her. It was like every time my brother go into jail, he get another bitch he talk to. It's called jail talk every time.
And then when he gets out, he turns into because he makes dumb decisions. Like I've heard all of this before.
She says she's telling her, I've heard all this before from other women. Like you ain't the only one. Like, do you even know this? Right.
He likes to smoke weed and he likes to do meth.
She said he likes to smoke weed and he likes to do math. Right, girl. Come on now. Come on. He likes to smoke weed and he likes to do math. He's never had a real relationship. Every time he go to jail, we've heard this from other women and heard it from him before. That this
I've seen people completely ruin their lives and their future over.
Yes.
Over meth.
Drugs will ruin your life, honey. And meth is not something to play with.
Dustin's never had a stable relationship.
He's never had a stable relationship.
Mentally, physically,
emotionally,
all of it. His addiction
is
huge.
His addiction is huge. That's what she's telling me.
I really just hope that she realizes the fight that she's up against.
Yeah, and they're telling her that she's in for an uphill battle. That you think that you can save him.
Scared for my mom?
Yeah.
My mom has changed her entire life around this.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so the daughter's saying that she's scared for her mother. You should be. She's willing to uproot her entire life for this man. And you're dealing with the man with addictions.
But I don't think he's going to stop doing drugs.
No, he's not.
I think he will drag my mom into it.
Yeah. Like you don't, like I said, I have known people who have gotten with people that are formally, sometimes not even formally incarcerated, but just people who are addicted to drugs. And they've dragged that person into the drug lifestyle themselves. Or people who've gotten with people who didn't realize how addicted they were and they've stolen from them. They've all kinds of things. Stolen money from them, stolen property from them, stolen jewelry from them, stolen checks from them. I was dating a dude that I didn't know that was on drugs, and he stole checks. He stole jewelry that my ex had bought me. He got in my closet and it was pawning things in my house. Like I had no idea. And nobody, nobody taught me as a young person. I'd never been around drug addicts. I've never been around people who were addicted to drugs. But, and so.
How do you know if the car is not a hot car?
So I don't know. I'm just kind of watching the preview, but I don't know. But I know from experience as somebody who's dated someone who was addicted that I didn't know that they were addicted. I'd never been around drug addicts, never been exposed to any of that because that's not my lifestyle. I've never done drugs. I barely drank, and that's how it's always been. Even my wild ass 20s when I was running around with gangs and hanging out. I have friends who smoke weed. I have friends that did other stuff, but it just I never wanted to try it. I never wanted to be on any kind of drugs. That just wasn't me. But the idea that you're around somebody who's hooked on drugs is very serious. Now, when they're not in prison, everything's all good. But when they come out of prison and they hanging around, and she's talking about moving to where Dustin stay, where he can be around friends and family. And I love that the fact that his mom and his sister were honest. And God knows what else they said that they cut out this episode because you tell it was edited. You know, they edit these episodes. But God knows what else was said. I'm in the look on her face, the look on Jessica's face and her daughter's face was concern because again, if you're writing this man in prison for the past 5 months, y'all didn't talk about addiction. Y'all didn't talk about what did you do to get locked up, or did he just dance around the truth? I wonder. Did he not tell her that he was addicted to meth and addicted? Because if he was truly trying to get his life together, it should have been a full disclosure as to what the issues are. She worked in the prison system. She's a nurse, so she should understand. She understands more than anybody what drug addiction looks like and what it is. So Jessica's not stupid. She may act stupid in love, but I don't think realistically life she's been around enough to know at 40 years old she understands. And then they're just telling her again, this is jail talk. We've heard this before from him and other women. So he's never really had a real relationship. So and again, this is what I was saying in my last video. You have people getting with people in jail that have never had a real job, that have never had a real relationship, that have never lived with anybody, that has lived from place to place to place. Friend went from bitch to bitch to bitch and had kids, sometimes kids. We don't know if Dustin has any children, but this is what I'm talking about. You're dealing with people that have never been in real world situations. So instead of writing letters and doing videos and doing phone calls talking about, oh, boo, I love you, you need to start asking some questions. How many relationships have you been in? How many girls have you been with? You don't know if they have a sexually transmitted disease. They may just hold around it and then they get out of jail and come be with you, and then they bring in a STD with them. What addiction issues have you had? Were you selling drugs? Were you addicted to drugs? What kind of charges you have? Burying your head in the sand dealing with an ex-con is not the way to go. And the Jessica, the look on her face, you can tell her that she heard some things that she obviously Dustin didn't tell her and then didn't enlighten her with. So obviously she looked a little blindsided and looked foolish because, you know, the sister and mom was real talking to her, telling her it is what it is. You know, and her daughter now is really concerned for her safety. You should be. You're getting somebody out of jail. You don't know what kind of friends he has, what kind of people he going to invite over to y'all house that y'all living together. You don't know. So her daughter should be concerned. You don't know if they just told her he just like to smoke weed, get high. That's it. Steal. That's what he do. He been in and out of jail since he was 18, 19 years old. You think he know anything about a wife, a home, a relationship? Probably not. Oh, Phantom. Oh, I'm looking at this commercial. Anyway, we're going on to Chelsea. Enough of that. I can't believe that this went over her head, Jessica. So they're saying Mikey had a stroke, and I want to prove that the people that he's a good person, because her friends and her dad are like Mikey's full of shit. I hope Mikey and his mom are being honest with me about what happened. It's a Chelsea signing. And again, Chelsea, from what I heard online about Chelsea need to get her life. She need to find her life and get her life together first. I don't think she need to be in a relationship with no dude in jail. Because from what I hear and read online, Chelsea got her own issues and she need to worry about her children and not worry about running behind some motherfucking prison. Okay, she says, I'm getting close. I feel my nerves. Of course, it's Mikey's mom. Is she going to like me? That's what she's saying. She's nervous. So she's meeting Mikey's mom. Hi, it was such a long drive. So this is Pamela, Mikey's mother. I guess this is Mikey's grandmother sitting here.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you. That's my mama. I'm Granny.
So Granny.
Yeah.
So Michael's grandmother, mother.
So that's what I'm kind of depending on right now. But, Michael said you're good boy. You know,
Grandma over here.
I know it all has to be through somebody. First time I seen her, the impression I got was how pretty she is. She seems to care for my son. So
Mom is saying she seems to care for her son.
You get sick, girl, blowing me away. He suffered a big and a mini stroke.
So he did suffer a big and a mini stroke.
And of course, they're not going to tell us where.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you where.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
She says, asking, is he walking and talking? Okay.
Here he is.
And now he's calling.
It's Michael. That's just going to be him. Hey, so I'm sitting here with a beautiful lady.
So he's talking.
And I'm going to tell her anything you're saying. I know, right? It's the first time I've ever heard you. Oh my God! Today was the first day he's heard your voice.
So today is the first day she hasn't heard his voice.
See, I wasn't aware of that. I've got videos from her, but she don't really talk much in her videos. She just uses the sign language, you know?
He talked about she signs in the video that.
He said he feels like he has a piece of you there with him.
She says she wants to jump through the phone and grab him, take him with me, and take him back through the phone.
Oh, that's special, yeah. Oh, wow. He said that he got nervous today. How you been feeling?
He's saying he's nervous today.
The whole ordeal with the stroke, the officer that I had on that night, not up to standards, I guess you'd say.
So he did have a stroke. He's saying that what happened that night, the officers were not up to standard. Mikey is cute, though. I admit, he's a cutie. Correction officer, he told me that I looked fine, that maybe I just need to hydrate.
Like told him he was dehydrated.
Told him he was dehydrated. They could have prevented my other stroke if they would have just got me medical attention, which is true. I'm like very shocked. This is very serious. Yeah, this is very serious.
She's gonna go in there. We're gonna go see a lawyer.
So they're gonna go see a lawyer. Yeah, because that's fucked up. If that's true, that is pretty messed up. They had 2 strokes, and then the correctional officers, the guards, really didn't do much. That's what he's saying.
Well, we are too.
So they're gonna go see a lawyer to see what kind of, because he wasn't really cared for, and I guess they thought he was faking, or they weren't really concerned. I can't wait till she visits. I don't understand why she hasn't visited. So maybe she take the mom with her. She can visit. He told her she looking smoking hot today. His family just makes me feel so loved. But at the same time, I have really bad trust issues. Yeah. And I've been done wrong in the past. Yes. Okay. I really want to set up an appointment to visit Mikey. Yes, she should go visit Mikey. I'm so happy for Chelsea. I hope this works out for her. I mean, I don't wish her no ill will. I just wish she would just get her life together instead of running behind this man. But Mikey and his family, they seem like all right people. I can't say anything.
Are you really telling me like the truth?
I can't really say anything bad about Mikey so far. So far, I don't get Mikey. Sorry, y'all. I don't really get a bad vibe. Although it's jail talk. Who knows? But the email that she got last week when he was in the hospital or whatever, when it was written by one of his friends or a fellow cellie or whatever, it sounded like they didn't know which girl to send. So it sounded like they were trying to send out like a blanket generic email to several different women. And then what the correction officer said that some other women had been calling. I don't know if that was his mother, if it's his sister, his grandmother. I don't know. But I'm not willing to hop on the Mikey train so quickly because again, that email to me was gave me pause because it sounded like the email was not talking to Chelsea. It sounded like it was talking to, here, send this out to these 3 or 4 or 5 women or whatever. That's what it just seemed like to me. The email just seemed a bit, the way it was worded. I don't know, maybe the person, wasn't highly educated. Maybe they're doing the best that they can. Maybe they were in a hurry. I don't know. But the email sounded suspicious to me. So is it just me or did y'all? Because I read the email in the last episode and it just seemed suspicious. So good morning. Good morning. So Chelsea, I'm not ready to, but Mikey's mom and grandma seem like all right people. So far. So far. So now we're getting into Melissa and Louie. And apparently she learned on the phone that Louie wants to be a yoga instructor, which sounds suspicious and stupid, but okay. I'm okay.
Hey, Dirk. I'm Melissa, Louie's girlfriend.
So she's going to this pizza place. She's talking to Louie's former boss.
Yeah.
I got a cool picture over here of Louie if you want to see it.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So she's going to
This is Louie back in the day right there.
Yeah, he looks like he's in his element.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was amazing to just watch him sometimes just bounce around the kitchen. I'm curious how he was in high school, though, because I didn't.
Okay. All right. Pause. I'm 17 minutes and 52 seconds in. So let me get this straight. WeTV, you couldn't think of no storyline besides her going to a pizza place that he worked at?
I never knew Louie until, he was in his 20s.
Why in the hell would you care whether he worked at Peter Piper's Pizza?
In high school, he wasn't like,
and then the boss is like, can you tell me how he was in high school? WeTV, what the fuck are we talking? Why? Why do we care what Louie was like in high school?
To be completely honest, he was an alcoholic even before he started working here. I know the main thing.
Oh, the boss is saying, oh, he was an alcoholic.
Louie would disappear in the bathroom for 20 or 30 minutes.
Oh, he would disappear in the bathroom. Okay, now we getting the tea.
Nobody knew
that he was an alcoholic.
He was doing. It got to a point where I basically had to tell him.
He had to fire him.
We can't have you here like this, but we want
because he was drunk all the time and probably on drugs.
This is like the first time
Good morning, GSP.
Thinking like, oh
so
God,
Melissa, honey,
with like an actual addict, and what am I getting?
Am I with it again? The let me stop. The theme of this show again is, I was gonna say poor Melissa, but not poor Melissa. Melissa is like, oh my God, I'm really realizing I'm dealing with an addict. Girl, you think? Okay, yeah.
What Louie needs is as much support around him as possible to stay.
The old boss is saying that Louie needs support, that he's basically was drinking on the job or doing drugs on the job, that Louie has a substance abuse addiction. And now Melissa's like, well, I got to worry about what I got to do and what I say. Yeah, because most people who are in prison, I don't know the statistic, but probably about 60-65% people in prison, or maybe higher, have addiction issues. That's the reason why they stealing stuff and writing forging checks and stealing credit cards and fucking up and doing crazy shit, because 9 times out of 10 they were high when they were doing it, or drunk when they were doing it, or both. I cannot believe these people are on this show talking to inmates and it doesn't dawn fucking on, goes over their head that, oh, they may have went on a shooting spree and did all this thing because, bitch, they might have been high. They probably was fucked up.
Dude was gonna like trigger him to realize.
Yeah, taking in that big piece of money. You know how many people thought Louie was stealing from the register? Pie was making pizza, making his own pizza, getting high, eating the pizza in the back, drinking, and stealing out the register. Let's just all just keep it real today. Let's keep it 100. Louis Pie was stealing from the register.
I mean, Louis is definitely a little bit of a magnet for women.
Tomorrow, Louis is definitely a magnet for
A lot
women.
of things he wants to do after being locked up for
Say
10 years.
probably wants to do a lot. He's been locked up for 10 years, y'all. 10 years been locked up. Let me put it on pause. It's no joke. It is no joke. It is not nothing easy that you can come back from. Just think how much technology in our society and world has changed in 10 fucking years. And you got to get reacclimated back to society, and you've been gone for 10 years. That's like a lifetime, really.
Definitely has a job here when he gets out.
The pizza guy saying that he has a job when he gets out. Well, that's good. But you working for the post office? You want to be with a guy working at a pizza place?
Officially accept it.
Yeah, for sure.
So he accepted the job, I guess, but I don't know when Louis is gonna get out. I don't know if he got another year, another 6 months. So he's sprinkling crack on a pizza. Crackety crack is like Louis that Parmesan cheese. No, bitch, that's base and that's crack. It's ground up meth hoe. Hi.
All these different directions, and he wants to make everybody happy.
Hi, it's my children. I'm live on YouTube. Bye.
Everything that's happening in these trips.
They come in here like, oh.
They thought he was moving to New Jersey.
He's sprinkling the crack on the.
A different plant, I guess.
So I guess he's telling the pizza man that he wants to come out and be a pizza guy, but then telling his mom that he wants to be a yoga instructor, and then
They're like the best liars. So that is a little concerning that maybe.
And yes, and what pizza guy said that in his experience, drug addicts and substance abusers are the best liars, and that's the truth. That is the honest. Even if they used to formerly be an addict and they have not been on drugs in a long time, that tendency to lie about shit is still there because it takes a while for them to get out of that drug addict mentality, even when they're not doing drugs. Drug addicts have a tendency to hide things and be very secretive when they don't even have to, and he's trying to tell them that.
Yeah, because I'm like freaking out.
And so now Melissa is talking to Louis.
Dirk said he offered you a job and you said yes. He thinks.
And how long ago did the guy offer the job? I mean, was it months ago?
I'm gonna have probation. I don't know how long that takes, but guess what? I am not going to be allowed to leave right away, right? So,
Yeah.
If I have to stay here and work, I'm gonna work for a little while.
Yes, he has to stay and work.
That you're gonna get yoga certified with that yoga instructor, who is she?
What do you mean who she is? She's a yoga instructor that used to come to freaking the prison I was at. That's it. That's all we're having about that conversation right there. Or I will hang up on you.
Are you really?
She said, or I will hang up on you, bitch.
And you're getting with you. So this conversation just got to be over with.
Oh, no.
So should I come tomorrow?
If you don't want to, then don't.
All right, we'll say.
We'll see.
So she's tripping over a yoga instructor.
Defensive. When I brought up Louis' yoga certification and this woman, Rutu, he threatened to hang up on me.
Yeah, he threatened to hang up on her because it's not a conversation that should be had. You're upset over a yoga instructor. I don't know where this is going. Again, this just seems like a bit to do about nothing. But yes, he was trying to explain to her motherfucking dumb ass that when he comes out of prison, he can't just up and move anywhere. That he has to stay put. He has to get a job. And yes, working at the pizza place is going to be a great way for him to be able to get a job without going through, looking for a job. And it's hard for an ex-con who's been locked up for 10 years to find a job. So yeah, he told the dude that he was going to accept the job. He'd be a fool not to. That's a great way for him to get some normalcy and routine and get back on his feet and get some money. He has to start getting his life together. I don't understand Melissa. What she not understand? Like, girl. So now we're talking about Justine and Michael.
That's nice though. What year is this? New.
So Justine's talking to her cousin Mariah.
Have a great relationship. She just flew in today from Rhode Island. It's been extremely hard on me to be.
Mariah just flew in from Rhode Island. I guess her cousin's coming to visit.
Here. I feel like I can totally be myself with her. I can talk to her about anything. It's always lighthearted.
Now, I guess her and her cousin are kind of like besties, she's saying.
Oh, this is super cute. All right, I'm just going to change real quick. All right, that's fine.
So, yeah, she has her cousin there.
If we were the last two people on Earth and this was the only mask left, I would give it to you, Munchkin. Oh my God, you guys are so cheesy.
Yeah, they are corny.
Do you
like,
see
yeah.
the toenails? What? What toenail? Keep looking. No.
A toenail?
Is this it right here?
Toenail clippings.
Oh
what?
God,
That is the most disgusting thing.
He sent them to me. And I love those toenails. That's why I put them on my wall.
Okay, he sent. Okay, this is. What is happening? He sent her toenails.
Some weird stuff that Mike has sent me.
And she keeps blood toenails.
He sent me a blister.
A blister.
And a glove with sperm.
A glove with sperm in it. Okay, last week I was mad because Justine was standing up there prancing around in her motherfucking underwear in front of young children. Okay, I wanted to call CPS. I don't know. This week she's telling us that he has sent her a blister, toenails, blood, semen, and she keeps it. Now the semen I might understand. Now that I can wrap my mind around. Okay, I get that. That's a sexual aspect. I'm a kinky motherfucker. I can get my head around that. I can't get toenails and blisters and blood. I that makes me want to vomit, y'all. That makes me want to vomit. That's fucking nasty. What the fuck is wrong? I'm beginning to think something's wrong with Justine. I'm beginning to think that she's I'm beginning to think that she's something wrong with her. She crazy. I don't know.
The toenail. No, I didn't. You know I didn't love that.
The toenails is disgusting. Why? Fucking disgusting. Like what? I'm crazy people. Like who does this? So she's on the phone talking to the dude. It's fucking nasty. Like y'all are some nasty motherfuckers. Like I don't even know what to say. I've never heard of such a thing. I've known people that dated jail and I've never heard. I just never heard of no shit like that. Like that's just I've never in my life. I didn't heard it all.
She wants to know what to say. Like if you could ask him anything you want to know, go ahead, feel free.
She want to know is the car hot? Why would you ask people? Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. She likes my chain, babe. Yes, I love that chain. I'm 50-50 about.
I'm 50-50 on them too.
This is a man who's in jail.
She said it's a car hot.
He's done a lot of nice things for her.
Yeah, he's done a lot of nice things for her. Where the money's coming from.
So where you be getting this money from?
That's what she asking. Where you be getting this money from? He talking about he played the lottery a lot. I don't believe that either. I don't know if Justine even knows the truth.
About his money. He may be pissed off about that. I'm hoping that isn't the case.
Yeah. Because first of all, I wouldn't let no dude buy me nothing. I want to know where this money is coming from. I want to know what kind of money or whatever.
Thank you, producer. I love you. Do you feel like you got all the answers you want from me?
You can't get all the answers you want from a 5-10 minute conversation.
I'm not believing the whole lottery thing.
No, that's just stupid.
He didn't hit the lottery. Yeah, I know. If I had to give my honest opinion on where I think money's coming from, I would say probably music. And music?
Yeah, but you giving your honest opinion on where to. Okay, but that's not okay. Let me put it on pause. 26 minutes and 17 seconds in. I don't care if somebody's in jail or not in jail. I don't care if they run in the streets or have a 9-to-5 job. If somebody's buying me gifts and we plan to get married or going to get married, planning to get married, are married, fiancéed up, whatever. It's if it's a serious relationship and you guys are going to be together. I'm not going to let anybody buy anything or pay for anything, whether it's for me, for themselves, or somebody else, without knowing where the money is coming from. Because when you're dealing with somebody and you're married to that somebody and you're bringing your kids together and family together, like Justine is, there should be no secrets. It should be no there should be a full disclosure. I know some of y'all right now. I know. Look, I'm finna break it down for you because I've been there. I've been there. I've been a hood bitch. Okay. Let me tell you. Anytime a dude talking about he love you and he's not revealing you where his money is coming from, then it's probably something illegal. It's probably something that you shouldn't know about anyway. The feds may show up at your motherfucking house and they probably got your shit wiretapped. I'm just telling you, this is words of wisdom and experience from Miss Kiki. Just telling you. Like he should be. She sounds like she doesn't know where the money is coming from either. So that just makes you seem stupid, because if you guys are in it together, then if you in love, y'all in it together. Don't buy me no shit that the feds finna go pick up. I better see a receipt of where the money came from.
If I found out that the car was
Period.
illegal for any reason, I would be more than disappointed. In a few weeks, he's gonna come home and he's gonna be driving in our car too.
Yeah, you don't want to have a car that's hot, because then he may get pulled over and the car's hot. She get pulled over, the car's hot. Oh, you said your ex was counterfeiting and had an idea. Shit, girl, I had exes that was selling all kinds of drugs. I had an ex that was selling all kinds of drugs. But the thing about it is, it's like I didn't want to know. It's not like I didn't know he was doing illegal shit. I just didn't know how deep it was. But I wasn't trying to marry the dude. I wouldn't like, okay, we married and we got kids and he had a job, because it's different if you're dating somebody and they have a real job, right? And they are telling you that they're making and then they say, oh, I got this side business on the side, and you over here and they over there, and y'all are not living together. You're not married or anything like that. But if you talking about, okay, we're fiancé, we're living together and we're married, and he's telling you he's still saying he's had his job and he got legit jobs, then I can understand how somebody could get away with selling drugs or counterfeiting. But I can't understand somebody locked up giving you gifts and you're not going to ask questions. You're not going to be like, where's this money coming from? What is this? You're locked up. You're not working a legitimate job. I know he may have got a stimulus check, but he didn't get that much of stimulus check. I'm tired of hearing the excuse of these motherfucking stimulus checks. Motherfuckers act like they got like 10, 20, 30, $40,000 in stimulus. They did not. I had 2 kids. Yeah. Okay, it wasn't like that. I mean, motherfuckers running around acting like they got like 20 G's on a stimulus, on a stimmy. They did not. So yeah, if my man is unemployed, has no job, he sleeps all day, and all of a sudden he comes home and I have a house full of furniture. I'm not saying this may or not have happened in my real life. This may be a true story. This may be a true Kiki tale. We'll just let you decide. But it's oddly specific. But if you come home and you come home from a hard day of work, and then all of a sudden you sit in your house and there's like leather furniture everywhere, and you're like, the fuck is this? I got a whole house full of furniture and a brand new TV. Even the dog got a brand new collar. I would think that you would kind of figure out like, okay, you would add, the first question is, where the furniture come from? How did you buy it? Where the money's coming from? You know, those are questions that you should ask if you really want to know the answer. If you don't want to know the answer, then that's maybe something you don't ask. So I don't know. Just say.
You want me to put my hands behind my back? You're crazy. Nobody that flips the table is bad. You're a hostile person.
Yeah, Ty is a hostile person and got issues. She talking about, girl, you flipped the table. Okay, girl. Ty, I'm so over Ty right now. I'm over it. I'm really over it right now. So let's see what goes on. Back to Chelsea and Mikey's mom. And the mom says she liked the tattoos, saying they're beautiful.
I don't have a tattoo, and I want them so bad, and I started getting older, my skin was going to.
Mom is fun, talking about she wants tattoos, but she's getting older, so she can't get none. This is his signature. She has a piece of paper that says, I love Michael. I want that tattooed on me. But I didn't tell Mikey that. I want to surprise him. Why do people get tattoos? Why do people get tattoos of people they married to or dating? The only tattoo I would ever get of any name is my own or my children. My children gonna be here forever. A man is not. If you're running around with a neck tattoo with your boyfriend's name on anywhere on your body, you need to just smack yourself. The only man tattoo I would ever get is a tattoo of my dead husband. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm never ever in my life do I ever want to see me or my children get a tattoo of a man or a woman on their body. What is that, honey? You getting clothes? You don't have to bend down, babe. The camera's facing this way.
I'm running.
My daughter decided to come get some clothes. Ty, yes, Ty's 40 years old, acting like she's 12. And then grandma talking about she got 2 tattoos. Grandma got 7 tattoos. Grandma laughing. Grandma talking about she got 7 tattoos. So in other words, grandma was a runner back in the day. I don't know what kind of family Michael got, but if your grandmama got 7 tattoos, then grandma got 7 tattoos. Okay, grandma. Okay, now we're doing with Mark and Sensoray and.
At present, I'm using the facility as a rental, but I want to turn it into a facility for single moms because they're an underserved populace and there's.
I don't know what to take. Okay, Mark wants to use some facility as a rental to help out single moms. I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Some things have transpired since yesterday.
I'm stressed.
She's the girl I'm talking to in Washington.
I don't know if Mark is crazy or is this a setup by the producers or by
22.
So she's going to basically be 30
when she get out.
Earlier. Basically, yeah, she's 23, so she's got to be 30 when she gets out.
She got 7 years. I can't. I'm gonna end up fast forwarding all of this because this is a setup.
To impregnate Sensory with his sperm while she's still in prison, and I'm thinking, no,
like what? Like even the guy is like, what is happening?
Hey, Kirsten, what's going on? I'm just at my property doing some construction work, checking on the crew here.
Oh,
Have you ever lived with roommates before?
yeah.
Because I have this 11-bedroom house that I plan to add another 12 bedrooms to, a boarding house for people that are, fresh out of jail, prison.
So he has.
Girl on the boat of like getting out of prison and having a kid, and I've been thinking like, would it be weird?
I don't know what's. Mark sounds like he been dropped. Mark need to be dropped. Mark already sounds like he's been dropped. GSP. Mark's been dropped on his head because Mark seems like an intelligent guy, but what he's saying makes no sense. And then he has another girlfriend. I'm confused. What?
Yeah, because I've been doing this like a long time with Airbnbs, and I feel like a much better public good to do that.
Okay, this is so fake.
Mark is doing stuff that other people would be uncomfortable doing. Like, who else do you know buys a house that has 11 bedrooms and just starts putting random ass
people in there? Like, right, the guy is saying, who buys a house, an 11 bedroom, and you just started putting random ass people in there? There's more to it, like than just turning out. Let me tell you something. Let me pause it. There's more to turning your house into a halfway house, or depending on the state, but I know in the state of Texas, and I'm sure most states, there's permits you have to get. There's certifications that you have to get. If you're talking about an assisted living for mothers, there has to be some kind of medical person on staff or on call. Because what if the women are pregnant, they bring in pregnant, they need prenatal care. They need, so you have to set up either a deal with the clinic or have to have somebody in-house to do house calls or find some way to get them prenatal care if you want to offer that. If you don't want to offer that, you're just having an assisted living situation. You have to go through the state. You have to get state certifications to have these people living in this housing. There's zoning laws. You can't just like in my neighborhood, you can't just buy one of the houses over here and just put like ex-cons or drug addicts or mom. You can't turn it into a public facility or a charity. There's zoning laws. So depending on where the house is at, them turning into some sort of assisted living or living facility for people, it may be against the zoning laws in that particular city, in that particular area. Um, that's another issue because you're talking about bringing down the property values of the home. You're talking about setting up something in a residential area. If you're trying to do this legit on the up and up, there are things that you have to go through to get this turned into a facility for, you know, potentially for mothers, for families. There's, you have to go through your state's regulatory system. I know that for a fact. So the idea that you're just going to get a house and just start putting people in there, no. You're going to have background checks, criteria. You're going to have some security cameras installed there. It has to be inspected. You have to figure out, how are you going to feed these women? Where are you going to feed them at? You're going to have a kitchen. You're going to have a staff. You're going to have some kind of staff working there. Is it a shutdown facility where they're there 24 hours? Can they come and can they go? All of this has to be thought of and more. I'm just thinking about the stuff off the top of my head because I know somebody who runs actually a facility, a battered woman's home. Okay. All of these things have to be thought of. Okay. So WeTV is being very disingenuous, and it was mildly amusing and annoying. Now it's starting to anger me and piss me off because the things he's talking about is something good for women getting out of jail. But if he's not serious, if he's just doing this because, hey, I'm on WeTV and this is what I need to say, and he's not serious, then this whole contrived storyline, it pisses me the fuck off. Because you don't play with people's lives and play at charity.
Just like four, but
if you want to help somebody, you help people. You have the means to help people. You're doing it because you have a desire to help people, not because you're trying to get your quote unquote fake TV girlfriend impregnated and out of fucking jail. Because none of this shit makes any fucking sense.
Get out if you had a long time.
I would. Oh, you want to get out just because you're pregnant? I get pregnant in prison, and I just have to stay in prison.
Yeah, you get pregnant in prison. You just stay in prison. I don't understand that either. No one's saying you get pregnant, you get out of jail. No.
What you're not understanding is I'm not going to get out.
Yeah, he's not understanding. Mark wants to fill the house with it sounds like a prostitution ring. I'm just gonna say it.
You're already in trouble.
Yeah, she's telling him there's no chance of her getting out. She could add more time on her.
Wait, wouldn't you want to come see me before you're 30? Okay. All right. I'm just saying this is all right. Well, talk to you later. Is someone still
Mark
on?
doesn't make any sense.
Okay. You're supposed to help me sell her on that. I don't think she's going to get in more trouble.
Yeah, but you sound stupid.
This is
Oh, this is censor.
Oh no.
I've known Mark a long time. I don't think he's trying to be a because if one girl thought it was a good idea, maybe one fellow
Yeah, but
prisoner
Mark sounds
would see eye to eye with
stupid.
another fellow prisoner.
No, that just sounds dumb. That's not even
What's
logical.
those jail funds? Just the audio on them. Everyone sounds the same.
I don't think I even feel comfortable doing any of this anymore since you want to talk to other people.
Right, she's telling him.
She's just a friend. She's just a friend. Like, there's nothing serious.
Yeah, she hung up. Like, why? I don't understand what he's doing and why. Like, this sounds creepy. And there's just something about this that gives me a bad feeling that I'm not liking with this thing with Mark. This just he gives me a real creepy vibe, like that I'm not fucking with. Like, it's just a real weird vibe about his mannerisms, the things that he say. It's just something about him. It's creepy to me. I don't like it. The vibe he gives is not a good vibe of a good person.
Detective, I think.
Because I'm like, he can't possibly be this stupid. You can Google, can someone get out of jail early? Like, the idea that
Go in and whatever happens.
that he just don't know. I've never been in jail before. Well, hell, I've never been in jail either. But you can Google the laws of your state. Just because she has a baby doesn't mean she's gonna get out of jail. Or like, who thinks that way? You sound like a 2-year-old, like a fucking kid. Like, you don't sound like you're a reasonable, rational human being. I don't understand why he would be on the show because it just makes him look stupid.
She's
pretty. She's cute. She's skinny. Like
So Melissa's going to the yoga studio where the yoga instructor, not even a Stan. Like Stan wasn't creepy like that. Like Stan was just a freak, and I appreciate that because I appreciated. I love me some Stan, and I appreciated that. But him wanting to do like it's just there's something off about Mark that I can't put my finger on. Like I understand the story is contrived and it's fake, but the idea that you're on TV acting like this and you're involving your potential businesses and what you do, and it, like I said, it's obviously that Mark don't need no help getting no woman. He can get a woman. He's not an ugly dude. He got money. He lives in Vegas. I'm sure there's plenty of women out there that want to be with Mark. If indeed he wants to be with a woman. Now that's another question. But Mark gives me not a sexual kink vibe, but a creepy, weird, awkward. I can't put my finger on it. I just, but he doesn't need to be on the show. So he doesn't need to be on the show. I could start isn't this a great idea? What do you mean? You should want to start a house because you want to help women. Not this sounds like a good business plan or idea. Like that just rubbed me the wrong way.
Doing downward facing dog in front of me, and like her ass is literally.
So and then Melissa here with the yoga instructor.
Going in with a bunch of inmates. No wonder why they're all taking yoga.
Keep your legs off.
Talking about she's going in with a bunch of inmates. First of all, the yoga instructor ain't even cute. She's not good looking. She's not even that cute. She's
making me.
I don't know what kind of yoga she's doing with prisoners. I'm sure they are in there looking at ass.
Thank you all. Thanks for being here.
I mean, she cute, but it ain't like. And I'm sure there's a bunch of horny dudes are probably like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Hi, Rita. Hi, I'm Louis' girlfriend, Melissa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Louis. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Louis from
Metro.
Yeah. Well,
She said, oh, she knew him. She said, oh, Louis from Metro.
I'm in Atlanta because I'm coming to see him.
Louis was really dedicated to the yoga class.
What do you think his attraction is to yoga? Like,
It makes you feel really good. What I know about Louis is
I didn't know they had
anything that helps him feel and be more present in his body.
I didn't know they had yoga in prison. First of all, that's just weird to me. But okay, they don't have that shit here in Texas.
From the beginning, always after class, asking me questions about the yoga.
Rutu is definitely not reassuring me that nothing's going on between her and Louis.
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything going on between Rutu and Louis. Rutu seemed like she's a well-adjusted person. Not everybody wants to date a prison. You acting like this man is some sort of prize. He's incarcerated. She owns a yoga studio. She runs a yoga business. Why the fuck would she be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna risk it all for this motherfucking alcoholic drug addict in prison? Girl, Melissa, that's just you, girl.
I have to teach another class, so please give Louis all my best.
I will.
Yeah, she's just like, I got another class to teach, bitch. She should have just been honest with Melissa and been like, bitch, let me tell you, I don't want no motherfucking locked up dude in jail. We don't even know Rutu even like men. So I mean, I love how people go into situations in 2022, almost 2023, thinking that somebody trying to steal their man. When half of these women out here, they honey, they don't want your man. Number one, and number two, they don't want no man. Rutu might be gay. You just making assumptions based on nothing.
I definitely love Louis, but the reality is now I'm just even more confused.
She's like, I love Louis. Melissa is confusing her damn self. Ain't nobody confusing Melissa. And Louis ain't lied to her. Melissa just confusing herself. She's confused.
I don't want her near me.
I tried to be civil. I don't want no problem with you, bitch. I come in peace.
Tired talking about, bitch, I come in peace. Even though I threw over a table, I come in peace. Even though last time we got into a fist fight, I come in peace. Even though I'm yelling at you, I come in peace.
Get a
What?
with 100% online flexibility at Purdue.
Even though I threw over a table, I come in peace. I gotta remember that. I come in peace though. I'm gonna throw over a table and be like, but girl, I come in peace.
Raggedy ass bitch.
Girl, what?
Now you laughing. I'm gonna give you something to laugh about.
But I come in peace though. I come in peace.
You was
Like, girl, that girl knocking over chairs and tables don't mean you come in peace. I don't know what kind of like movies she been watching, TV shows. That doesn't cussing somebody out. That's not coming in peace, bitch. Bitch. Yeah, but I come in peace though. Like, girl, you weird. You straight weird.
I did, but you obviously don't want to. Because you're a hostile person.
Yes, you're a hostile person, Ty. You hostile. I'm just trying to talk.
Okay, let's talk.
You stand over here and I'll be over here and we can talk.
I would like to apologize to you.
She
I
not
do
she.
not have any bad blood with you.
She's saying I do not have no bad blood
issue
with
is
you.
with Hot. That's it. I am pissed off with the fact that
So good.
he
She finally didn't
mistreated me, lied to me,
Yeah.
mishandled me, gave me all these broken promises. Every single thing that man promised me, he promised you as well.
Right.
I'm old enough to recognize that we both have been made a fool of.
Yes, that they both have been made a fool of.
If I attacked you, I'm sorry if I was hostile.
Right.
Because that's not my intention. I hate him. And hate is a strong word.
They both been lied to.
What he did to me. I believe her. I believe her. I can look at her eyes and tell she's telling the truth.
Yeah, she's telling the truth.
Her.
Yeah, the eyes.
She just
the eyes.
I am. She just
yeah.
Play rough. I wanted him so bad. I was in love with a fantasy. I was in love with a dream. I'm having this happy.
I don't know why they in love with Hottie. Hottie about 5'7". He not a cute. He's incarcerated for what, 14, 15 years or some shit like. Girl.
I would like for
Stop.
you to accept that and forgive me.
She wants an apology. Okay.
I guess.
All right.
At one point in time, I didn't feel like I was gonna win Hottie in the end, but
win Hottie in the end. There's nothing to win.
And I's wedding is gonna happen when Hottie comes home.
Oh Lord!
Just
so she really on this.
Together, he genuinely loves me, so I'm on top. But at the same time, it is up that Hottie is engaged to both of us. I'm gonna have some words for him. This might be a bump in the road.
I just don't understand. Like, we fighting over a man in prison.
I'm burying it.
In prison, ladies and gentlemen. In prison.
But I'm finished. All right. Hottie played the
Yeah, he played both of y'all. And both of y'all look dumb as fuck.
He's been trying to get over on me. He played me like a
yeah.
Just give me a hug. Okay.
Ty's like, just give me a hug, girl. Y'all need to just be like, we need double team, dump this dude and move on.
Thank you. All right. I am definitely going to let him know that I know it.
So that's the end of the episode. So apparently next episode, they're going to let Hottie know everything that's going on. Okay, y'all do that. Again, I think that the storyline is fake. I think it's fake. It's just fake. So as to why these people want to date inmates, there's a whole psychology behind it. There's a whole studies on this. There's whole books on why, not just women, men too, go after inmates. Like I said, psychologists have studied this. So this has been going on for a long time. This is not new. This is not just within the past 10 years of Love During Lockup and Love After Lockup, or with the invention of online dating apps. Now, online dating apps for prisoners have made it easier for them to find people to talk to. But to be honest with you, people have been talking to inmates for a long time. You know, in the back of certain magazines and newspapers, they had things where you could write a prisoner. That's how it used to be back in the day, where you can write a prisoner, where you could get like, there's certain like recovery groups that help people whenever they when they get out of jail and stuff like that. There are groups out there that were like encouraging people to write inmates. They will have an inmate's picture and his address, and you can write them a letter. That's how, and it used to be prison pen pals, and that's how it started out. With the internet and social media and dating apps and stuff like that, it's become more sophisticated. But they used to have email groups of people giving like email groups long time ago where they would give out prisoners' name and address. People are like, my brother needs somebody to write to, my cousin, my homie needs someone to write to him in prison. Or they would just tell their girl, a boyfriend or girlfriend, here, write to this girl or write to this dude. And then, they would share their information with family or friends because they had a celly, or like they say, a bunkie, I guess, that they needed somebody to write to. So that's how all this stuff started. This has been going on for a long time. It is ramped up now with technology, but don't think that writing somebody in prison or talking to somebody in prison is something that's just through irregular. I tell people all the time, a lot of people don't understand that people have been doing this for years. I don't know. I know it goes back to at least the 70s and the 80s. I don't know what they were doing in the 60s. I don't know. But I know in the 70s and 80s and 90s, people were writing. It started to increase more and more that people were writing people in jail. And then they'd be on back of magazines. They would have, like in the classifieds, they would have like these little blurbs saying, if you like to write a prisoner, contact this organization. There were, like I said, there were whole organizations that were trying to get people to write prisoners, but not on anything like trying to scam people or send them money. It wasn't nothing nefarious. It was just that a lot of people have been locked up. They had their family and friends turn their back on them. So they were lonely. They just needed somebody to talk to, that wasn't in prison. So it started out good, but then prisoners kind of figured out very quickly they could scam people and talk to a bunch of people. But it started out, like I said, these organizations were trying to help prisoners reach out to somebody on the outside, either before they got out, or they knew they had long prison. I mean, when you're in prison 15, 16 years, it's good to have somebody to write to and talk to. So, and possibly somebody to connect with and have someone to be with whenever you get out. So that's what was going on long time ago, and then now it's just evolved. So that's just a little bit of background. What I think about this week's episode, I think it's all right. A lot of people have stopped covering Love During Lockup. They stopped talking about it because they consider it boring. The whole Mark and Sensore and whoever chick he's talking to in prison, they need to take that off air. There's just something weird about this whole situation. There's just something, you end up with toes and hair and pubic hair clippings in the mail. That's just gross. It's fucking gross. But I think Mark and Sensore, that could have been made way for a real couple. There's so many people that petition to be on this show, and you bring Mark on the show, like WeTV, I can't. I fucking can't. I'm so disgusted and disappointed and just confused and not understanding why they would have this man even on the show. The man, I could see if he was really, really good looking. Like last season, they had that really good looking guy on there, and he was a OnlyFans model, and he had, I forgot that dude's name. And I can understand why you would put a good looking woman or a good looking girl on the show. Mark is not good looking. Mark is not like somebody that has a lot of drama in his family so far that we know of. So drama is not the issue. Looks isn't the issue. His lifestyle isn't like something totally completely crazy. That's not the issue. He's looking on a prison site, found someone to talk to, and then somehow he got on the show before he even had somebody to talk to. So you have Love During Lockup, and he's not even talking to someone locked up. He basically got on the show, and then got on the show and then was looking for somebody to talk to. If that ain't a setup, I don't know what a setup is. How do you get on the show and ask to be on the show? And like, I'm not really talking to nobody right now, but I want to find someone to talk to. Let me on the show. No, it just sounds like Mark is someone's nephew, kid, cousin, friend, college buddy, high school buddy that somebody the producers know somehow and got on the show, or know somebody that knows somebody in the industry and was like, yeah, you want to be on the show? Sure, I'll be on the show. Because all of it just seems fake. There's nothing real about Mark and his mannerisms and the things that he say. He's a bad actor. He everything he says sounds fake. I don't know if he owns these Airbnbs or not. I don't know if he works in clubs or not. We don't even know what he's saying is even real. So Mark just seems like a paid actor and paid to be on the show. But it's like, if you're going to do that, at least pay somebody interesting to be on the show. At least pay somebody who has some sort of drama or weirdness or kink or something that they're doing that's interesting. There's nothing interesting about Mark. He's just seems like some fundy kid, some rich white kid who has money and who belongs to a nice rich white family, and he's just bored. It's like, okay, I'll be on this show. Like that, it's nothing interesting about his storyline. There's nothing at all. Sensor Ray is going to be in jail for the next 7 years. Why are you even talking to somebody who's not even any chance of getting out? Why are we just, then he has another girlfriend that's in jail. How do we even know this is a girlfriend? This could be a relative in jail. This could be a friend of a friend who's in jail. We don't know anything about Kieran or Kirsten or whoever the other chick he was talking to. We don't know if it's set up. He may not even know that chick. WeTV may be like, oh, here, call this other prison. It may talk to her and pretend you're talking to two, and they get him confused. Mark is up there doing some bad acting, y'all. The acting is terrible. So it's a no for me. Emily wasn't on this episode. Thank God. I'm tired of Emily. I don't want to see Emily on my screen. There's something about Emily that's very off-putting. I've said that since episode 1. Episode 1, the moment she kind of got on there, I said there is something off-putting about this woman. I said she seems like a Karen. She seems like the type of person that Emily seems like. Like I said, this is just my opinion. The vibe that she gives off is not a good person vibe. The vibe that she gives off is fake, it's phony, it's rude, it's thrown off. There's something about her I don't like. You know, it's a different vibe than Mark. Mark gives off a disingenuous, airheadish, I don't know, bad. His acting is bad. The stuff that they telling him, you can kind of tell he's kind of not on board with it. So he's kind of flaky. He gives that kind of vibe. Emily gives off a vibe of her storyline may be semi-real or half real or whatever. But the vibe that she gives off is like, I'm trying to be tough. And really, she crying in the car late at night, eating a gallon of ice cream. That's the kind of vibe she gives off. But then there's something else about her deep down inside that it's a vibe that I find off-putting. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my personality, but I don't like fake people. I don't like fake people. I don't like people pretending to be something that they're not, because it's off-putting to me. I don't like disingenuousness. I like people to be who they are and be real, whether you're on a TV show or not, whether you're doing a YouTube video or not. There's people I know who do YouTube videos who for these shows, and I can tell that their level of they're disingenuous. Like I can tell that it's an act, that what they're saying they don't really feel, they don't really think that way. I can tell. And most time people, if you're attuned to it, you can tell as well. And those people, I don't watch their reality show videos. When they're watching this and being like, oh my God, I'm so outraged that this woman had, oh my God, I'm like, girl, you're not outraged. You just saying that because it looks good on YouTube, looks good on camera, but you're really not. There's an act. Yeah, Emily is something about Emily. Yeah, GSP says Emily is evil. There's something about her that's off-putting that I just don't like. It's just I can't put my finger on it. She hasn't really done anything on the show terribly or dastardly besides trying to scam this man's money. I guess supposedly she's trying to scam the scam, but her storyline really don't make any sense. So I don't know. I just don't like it. Chelsea, I thought Chelsea was okay and cool until I figured out what the things that I've learned online, if it's true, or what goes on in Chelsea's life and what she's been through. And she's been through a lot, but like I said, my gloves are off when it comes to not taking care of your children. And there's some evidence out there if you go and find the videos of evidence of court cases and things, and she doesn't have custody of one of her children. And like I said, I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus, but when it comes to love and romance, And if you don't have custody of your children, if you're not taking care of your children, if CPS has been called on you because of your children, but you run and you're chasing some sort of TV show or prison romance, that's not a good look to me. That's not a good look. You should worry about, I need to have a better relationship with my children. Forget me running after some man and being on a TV show. That's just me. So Chelsea seems okay. She kind of seems like she has a temper and issues. Allegedly, I don't know. It's just my opinion, observations. But from the things that I've learned online, and if you're going to be on a show like this, you're going to be exposed. If you're going to be on a show like this, they're going to pull up your criminal background and your case history, and your exes are going to come out the woodwork, and they probably going to say bad things about you. So that should be most expected. And the things I heard, I don't care if you go out and get into a brawl, you grown, you 30 years old, you do you. But when it comes to the point where you're losing custody of your kids and CPS got to be called and you're trying to unalive yourself, and I just think that all the focus should be on you, your mental health, your physical health, your stability, and your children. And it should not be on, oh, this man is in prison and he had a stroke and da 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 da. At the end of the day, I wouldn't give a fuck. Wouldn't care, really. I wouldn't give a fuck. And that's the issue and problem with a lot of people, is that they're chasing after relationships instead of chasing after their children. And so their kids are like an afterthought. And I got to find a man, I got to find a man, or I got to find a woman, I got to find a woman, I got to find a woman. That becomes paramount in their brain. Like, I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be lonely for the rest of my life. And so, who cares if I don't have a good job? Who cares if I have mental health issues and I feel depressed and all the time? Who cares if I don't have custody of my kid? I need y'all to focus. I need some of y'all to focus on, I need y'all to get y'all own lives instead of having a relationship. Nobody should have a relationship if they're not stable in their own mind and if they're not stable in their own life, because a person can come and go. If somebody losing their life or y'all breaking a relationship is going to cause you to go and spiral down to the point where you want to hurt yourself, then you need to get help. Like, you don't need to be in a relationship, because what if you're in a relationship? What if Chelsea and Mikey, he gets out, they're still in a relationship, and then her and Mikey don't work out? What is that going to do to her mental well-being? So, you have to be mentally stable enough to have a relationship and deal with a breakup and deal with issues in a relationship. A lot of people run around here and want relationships because they don't want to be lonely, but they're not mentally stable enough to deal with all the work entails to have a relationship. So I find that just hard, to deal with on Chelsea's case. I find it, a woman doesn't have custody of her kids is a red flag. I don't care what anybody says. You don't have custody of your children, that's a red flag. Obviously, your life isn't stable. Something going on. Justine and Mike, that's just weird to me. I don't, it's just weird to me. I think Justine, fake Tia Mowry, she living in some kind of fantasy earth that, but Mike did get out. He's the only one that, like I said before, Mike did get out. He's the only one that's gotten out. And him and Justine are together, but we'll see how long that lasts. I don't know. Justine, there's something about her I find infantisimal. She kind of acts childish. For her to have a teenage daughter and teenage sons, the way she acts, the way she carries herself, the way she dresses is not somebody who I would think would be 40 years old. It's like, I don't know what kind of life she's lived or what things have happened to her in her life or what professions she has had in the past. I have no idea. I don't know, maybe in her 20s she was married and on lockdown and couldn't do, and then, when people have a divorce or they break up and they're in their 30s and 40s and then they just let it all loose, and but the outfits that she wears and the tops, the tingle bitties up here, like, that stuff I wouldn't wear. I mean, I didn't see her kids around, but I wouldn't wear stuff like that around my children. I wear it. I go to the club, put a coat or a cloak over it so they couldn't see. But the idea that I think that's just who Justine is, and I find a little off-putting. I don't mean to judge anybody or anything like that. If you have the body, flaunt it, show it. But I'm like, at 40, I don't No, at 30 something, if your kids are grown, your kids are, out of the house and they 25 years old, boo, you can be 50 and out there just showing it all, letting it all hang out. I don't care. But to me, when you have kids at home, you have a daughter who's teenager who's coming upon her own self and her own body and her own sexuality. I don't want my 17-year-old daughter dressing the way Justine dresses. I wouldn't want my daughter leaving the house dressing like me. If I dress like that, why would I? I don't dress like that in front of my children because I don't want my daughter to think that this is acceptable. This is acceptable. My daughter is not into makeup and all this. So why? Because her mom. I don't wear it. So that's over her head. Like she just like little girls emulate their mothers, and so my daughter, we dress kind of alike. We have the same style. She likes hoodies. She likes sweatshirts. During the summertime, it's hot in Texas, 80 degrees. I don't have short shorts creeping up around my ass and my titties. I don't. Yeah, she looks like a streetwalker. I was trying to be a stripper. And like I said, when you're going out to the club, you're going out hanging out with your girls. There's a time and a place for that. I'm not body shaming or trying to hate on nobody. I'm not a prude. I'm not conservative at any best. But there's a time and a place for that. But if that's the way you present 24/7, or most of the time, I don't have an issue with it. I just have an issue with the relation to children. Like I said, if her kids were grown and out the house, I'd be like, "Do you, boo? Do you?" Like I would be like, "Yes, queen, do it." would have no issues. Like I said, my issues in this show, the record, screech the record when it comes to kids. When it comes to children, is where I draw the line and I have issues. That's where I kind of pause and be like, hold up. Because when you have teenage young children like that, like Ty, for all Ty's antics and all the things that Ty do and how she moves or whatever, we never see Ty's children. She fighting Boston, it's at a restaurant somewhere. She knocking over tables, it's at a restaurant. She's acting crazy, it's at the gravesite. It's at the morgue. It's at the mortuary. She's not in front of her kids like, oh, hottie, da, 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 da. She's in her bedroom talking to these men. She's always away from the camera. And her children are not present while she's doing all these antics and having a cousin over and doing this. You never see her kids sitting around with her. So I think if you are going to be on the show and you are going to have children, that's the way to do it. I don't need my kids all up in in her jail relationship. I don't know how true that is in life. Maybe they are around. Maybe they do. Last season, it showed her kids a little bit. But I think Ty really figured out, I don't want my kids, or maybe the children's father was like, I don't want my kids in a part of this. And so if that was what was said, then I congratulate Ty. I mean, now granted, her kids are going to see her antics and know what's going on because I think she has a daughter that's like look like she's about 14 or 15. So they kind of know what's going on. And I don't know what she's telling her kids behind closed doors, but on camera, Ty's kids are not in the background. They're not sitting around while she's on the phone with Hottie and talking to him or talking to prison B guy or getting engaged and getting upset. Ty's kids is nowhere to be found. And that's why I like Ty. Yeah, Justine's daughter is too involved. She's 17. She's way too involved. And that's the same thing about what's her name, Jessica, and her daughter. Them going to visit Dustin's sister and mom. That girl's what, 17, 18? She's getting ready to graduate high school. She's way too involved in her mom's business. I don't agree with it. Never in my wildest dream. Well, I don't have a 17-year-old. I have a 12-year-old. So I have a 12 and a half year old. I couldn't imagine my 12 and a half year old at 16, 17, 18 years old being involved in my relationship. They're not. They're not involved in it now. So they're not. They're not. I can't. They're not. It comes to the point where your kid gets grown enough where they have to know, especially if you're talking about moving to another state, then yes, or moving somebody in and marrying them, then yes, you painted yourself in a corner where you have to involve the kids because you're talking about marriage and moving and stuff like that. So Justine and Jessica, I understand. Like I said, Melissa and her crazy antics and her crazy throwed off ass, all the stuff that she's doing. I don't know if Melissa has children or not. I don't know if Louis has kids or not. It's never been said. I prefer to keep it that way. So Melissa does have a child Whatever she's doing out there. You don't see her kid. She ain't said nothing about a kid. I don't think she has a child. But if she does, we haven't heard anything about it. We haven't seen no kid, no kids, nothing. That's how it should be done. If you're gonna act crazy in prison, be Melissa. If you're gonna be out doing foolish and at the yoga studio looking dumb as fuck, be Melissa. Melissa, I don't think she has any children. Now she's embarrassing herself. She's not out, got kids in school and their parents watching this and they you know, like or your kid having friends over and then they looking at you like, aren't you on TV? You know, then they go back and watch the episodes. You can watch the episodes on YouTube like I do. So you kind of know what's going on with your parents' foolishness. Like I said, I just draw the line at dragging and pulling your kids in your relationship, no matter if you're dating a dude in prison or not. I don't agree with it. That's just me. That's in my opinion. I know some people that vehemently disagree with me and how I do things, but it's worked for me. It's worked for me. That I believe vehemently that unless you're planning to marry somebody and you're serious about marrying this person, then you introduce them to your children as a partner and involve them with your kids. If you know for a fact, like engagement talks have happened, you've been with the person for a while, you know everything, you can trust this person, you're engaged, then it's time to bring the kids involved. You know, because when you're engaged, you're on your way of getting you feel comfortable with this person. So they should be slowly but surely. I mean, if you're having a serious relationship, dating someone or having just a relationship with someone is not a prerequisite for stepmama and stepdaddy time. It's just not to me. I wouldn't date somebody and introduce them to my children. I wouldn't have a relationship with somebody for 4 or 5 months and here's my kids. I would make sure that I was slowly but surely introduced this person, very, very slowly. And I have to know that this relationship is going to last the test of time. If you've been together for a few years, maybe so. For me personally, that doesn't it doesn't work for me. I can be in a relationship for years. I have 5 years. I don't there's no stepdaddies needed up in Kiki's house. There's nobody living with me. No man has lived with me. It's not going to happen. I have no plans on getting married to anybody. I was married to my late husband. We had a great marriage, but that was before I had children. A different story. I have barely even lived with any dudes. I've only lived with 3 dudes ever. Well, we've lived together. They didn't live with me, but we've lived together. I've only lived with 3 dudes. My husband, we were together the longest. One dude I lived with for about 8 months, and then another dude we lived together for about 2 or 3 months. I haven't shacked up or cohabitated with a lot of people because I don't like shacking up and cohabitating with people, with men especially. It doesn't work for me. I know women who had fiancés. I've been engaged 6 times. All the 6 I didn't live with. I've been engaged 6 times. Well, I was married once, so I guess you want to include that in there. So I've been engaged 7 times. But my husband, I don't really count. But 6 engagements, no marriages from any of those engagements, and I didn't live with now one of them because I don't believe in cohabitating unless you really, really know the person. I'm not moving nobody, especially with children. I'm not moving nobody in my damn house with my children. Especially no ex-con, somebody just got out of prison. Not happening. No, not happening. I don't want no man in here telling me how I need to raise my children, what I need to do. I find all that distasteful. I want to raise my kids how I want to raise my children. I don't need nobody in here wanting to be disciplining my children or telling me what I need to do with my kids. It's not going to happen. These are my children. I do whatever the hell I want to do in my own household. All my bills are in my name. And nobody else's name. I'll pay the shit around here. I couldn't imagine having to deal with somebody who was a really strong personality that way. And I know people who've been in these situations have dealt with shit like that. You don't know you're dating somebody in prison. They're going to come out of prison. They're going to get along with your children or not. You just don't know. You just don't. Being in prison is hard enough. Coming out of prison is hard enough. Coming out of prison with an automatic family, with children and a wife or a husband and kids and all that, that's a lot. That's a lot for somebody who's had addiction issues, incarceration issues, substance abuse issues, the trauma of being incarcerated. I'm going to say it again, the trauma of being incarcerated, because being incarcerated is a traumatic experience that people try to play down like People just pop out of prison like, hey, I'm out. I'm fine and well adjusted. Nobody comes out of prison well adjusted. Prison will change you for better or for worse, or just for different. So don't have anybody trying to tell you that somebody's gonna pop out of prison and they all of a sudden they're like, hey, I'm ready to ride off into the sunset and be married and do this and do that. People who come out of prison have issues. I think when you come out of prison, you should be forced to go to therapy because you see some traumatic, crazy shit, experience some crazy shit in prison. I know plenty of people been in prison, tell me all kinds of horror stories. Some of them worse than others. The longer you in there, the more traumatic it is. Being in jail, period. Even if you go to county jail for a week or a month or two, that's traumatic. Losing your freedom and being in a cage is traumatic. And if anybody tries to tell you it's not, or they tough, or they hard, and I survived prison, are you sure? You may have survived prison, but your mind didn't. Did your mind make it? Because I know some people come out of prison and they were thrown off as hell. And they've never been right since. So, let's not downplay prison like people just come out and just, oh, it's no big deal. Even the people who've been in and out of jail for years, hardened criminals, will tell you that prison has affected them in a negative way. You get used to being incarcerated and you want to go back. It happens. So, Oh, I talk bills around my kids all the time. My kids know about bills and they know about money. When I was a kid, I didn't know when I finally got out on my own, I didn't understand what things cost. And as I got older, as a teenager, I understood. My kids understand bills. I'm like, you see how much that costs? My bills are on the refrigerator, so they know all the time. My kids go out. People trip out on my kids. My kids will see something like a toy. They'll see something. They'll like it'll be on the shelf, right? It'll be on the shelf. My kids are like, oh, what's this? What's this? Wait, they look at the price. Okay, that's too much. And walk off. People will be amazed. This white lady tripped out. She's like, oh my God, your kids are so great. My kids know what money is and how much things cost. They'll go on Amazon and be like, oh, I saw this and saw this. And then I'll be like, well, how much is it? And they're like, oh, that's they like, it's right now we're actually, when I get through with this, we're fixing to go to get my son a haircut. And we're going to go to the bank and open him up an account. He's 12. It's an adjacent account, but he'll have his own debit card and his own money. My son is taking a finance business class next semester. I'm making him take. It goes for high school credit. So I'm making him take it. Why? No, he wants to take it because money rules everything in my household. Like my kids understand this costs money. And the reason I do that is because where we live, there's living in the community that we live in, that kind of neighborhood. Not that I'm trying to brag, but living in the where I live at in the suburbs. I didn't grow up in the suburb. I grew up in the hood. So where we live is a bunch of entitled children. It's a bunch of entitled children who drive teenagers, they get cars, they get fancy cars. They drive around here in their parents' Mercedes Benz, and they feel and my kids, as he's in middle school, they feel very entitled. I get this and I get this and I get that. And my kids get a lot, and I don't want that. My kids get more exposure than I would say money. And when I say exposure, I mean, my kids used to go to private schools. They used to go to art schools after school. I paid for art school for my son. He went to art school, loved it. They've had private lessons. They've been on trips. They've gone to places. And I have to tell them all the time that other kids don't do this. And they have to keep things in perspective. And they have to understand, like, we're going on a trip. How much does the trip cost? And my son, when I do my bills, I sit my son down here and we're like, okay, we're going to learn how to budget. Because my son, when I give him this account, hopefully he'll learn the lessons of how to budget money, because I want him to learn how to budget money at a very early age. Because these are things that I did not know when I got my own apartment and got on my own at 18. I was just kind of like, because I told my kids, you not living with me until you're 30. You're just not. You're going to feel confident enough. I'm going to give you the tools to where you'll be out there on your own at 18, 19, 20, 20, or they graduate college. I don't want them to be out on their own. I don't want them living with me for the rest of their life. And it took me a long time because I think especially African Americans, we don't know about credit. I didn't know anything about credit. I ran my credit up. I destroyed my credit. I'm still trying to recover when my husband died. And when he died and I couldn't pay his debt, even before he died, my husband was in debt. So both of our credits were together. So this is just, but I know with Black people, it's like financial literacy is so important to me. Like John Hope Bryan, if you guys don't know anybody, it's John Hope Bryan. He has a channel on YouTube. He's an entrepreneur. I read his book. His book inspired me. I love John Hope Bryan. He's like one of the few Black like millionaires out there. He has a foundation where I work with his foundation, and it's all to him about Black people and financial literacy. And that's all of it about me is financial literacy. Is so my kids can understand what credit and what credit cards do and how they can get in trouble, even at 12, even at 12, the old age of 12, because they need to see that, and sometimes my kids will be like, well, Mom, how do you do it? How do you pay all these bills and pay all this stuff? And I'm like, I give them the overview of your mother has to budget. What's a budget? I have to set money aside for my bills and then set money aside for extracurricular. And then I have businesses, streams of income. And speaking of businesses, my kids are going to work today. I have 20 orders overnight. God help me. I need some help, y'all. GSP, get over here. 10 years in California. Oh my God. Everyone gets PTSD. Yeah, PTSD is it's real. PTSD, and people say it and take it and be glib about it. You can have PTSD. I had PTSD from hospitals. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all a little thing about me. I don't like to go to hospitals. I have a doctor that's inside a hospital. I go way around the back on the other side because I don't like to go through the main entrance because I have PTSD, I have trauma from being in a hospital. My husband was literally in the hospital every week, all the time, for days and weeks at a time. Do you think I want to go through another ER? When I go into hospitals, I start looking around. I'm like, okay, Keisha, calm down, breathe. When my husband first died, it was really bad. As time goes on, it's gotten better because I'm not in hospitals so much, but I don't like the smell of hospitals. I had back surgery 2 years ago, and I hated being in a hospital for a whole week. I hated it. I don't like the smell of hospitals. I don't like the hospital gowns. I don't like the sheets. I don't like none of it. None of it. I get nervous. I feel anxious. I just, it makes me ill. Like, it just brings back memories and feelings of a gut visceral feeling of like, I got to get out of here, because everything that was bad in my life through my husband's sickness happened in a hospital. He passed away in a hospital. He was in a coma in the hospital. My husband was literally at one time going to the hospital every week, because he was sick, his LVAD, then we had to go to the hospital and he had to get certain checkups and certain things. That was every 2-3 weeks. He had to go to a hospital to get checkups and get his LVAD device adjusted. And like I said, some of y'all don't know what LVAD is. Look it up. LVAD is a left ventricle defibrillating device. I think that's what it stands for. It's actually a device that they put on your heart. And it's a cord that they cut a hole in your stomach, and they have a cord, and it'd be attached to batteries because it actually makes sure the left side of your heart is working. And technology has come a long way since my husband had his LVAD. He had these huge battery packs, and I think now I looked it up. I haven't even looked up anything on the LVAD in years. Somebody asked me about it. They're like, "Oh, have you seen the new technology on the LVAD?" I'm like, "No." Well, why haven't you looked it up? It hit me so hard the other day that I had to stop and be like, out of all these years, my husband was on an LVAD for 2 years. LVAD ran our life. We couldn't fly because of the LVAD. We couldn't go on trips. He had to have a shower bag. He could never take a bath again. He had to put him in a shower bag. It never dawned on me to ever look to see how the LVADs have improved and how technology has improved, what LVAD even looks like now. I haven't looked it up since. Now, as to why I haven't looked it out, it's like that. I just realized like a gate, like when my husband died, like a gate went up. A gate went up on the LVAD side of my brain. So I've never been curious as to what the LVAD looks like now. Have I still looked it up? No. I'm not curious one bit. Why? It's just like I just felt like a wall went up in my brain going, okay, we're over that. Because the LVAD thing was traumatic. And so that's a form of PTSD. Is when your brain shuts down. Because I'm curious about everything. I've looked up different things about my spinal and my spinal surgery. I've looked up different things about asthma because my kids have asthma. I looked up different things about all kinds of health issues that I've had. Like I told y'all, I had a tummy tuck and I had a whole body thing. Yeah, what GSP says, it's like your brain selectively hits the delete button. It's like my brain just was like, delete. And then I think, how me, Miss Nosy and curious about every fucking thing, how have I not been curious about the new technologies and advancements in heart transplants? And it's like my brain just went in and was like, boop. And I haven't thought about that since my husband died in 2014. And I literally have not looked up any kind of LVAD things. I have not looked up anything regarding heart disease. I used to work with the American Heart Association. I have not worked with them since. It's like anything that has to do with heart disease and heart thing. It's like that whole side of my brain just deleted all that. That's the best way I can describe it. Thank you, GSP. It's like my brain just deleted it. It just hit the reset button. It was like, no, I have not looked up anything. I used to be thoroughly involved with the American Heart Association, thoroughly involved with LVAD trials and LVAD. Like that was my whole life for 2 years. My husband died. And it's like all of that interest that I had, I haven't looked at it since 2014. I don't know what an LVAD looks like today. I don't know what a defibrillator looks like today. Couldn't tell you. When I used to go in the system and look up technology all the time, American Heart Association, I ended my membership when my husband died. And it's like that whole part of my brain has just all like, and the idea that somebody brought up a couple of days ago, it hit me like a ton of bricks, y'all. It like, I just was like, what? And then my son asked me, "Oh, LVAD, what's that?" And I'm just, it's like something in my brain said, "Oh yeah, LVAD. Da, da, da. What's that? What does it do?" What? I'm just like, holy crap! I hadn't thought about that in years. Yeah, it's like GSP said, it's so protective. It is, and I guess that was just my way of my brain going. We have too many things to think about. We can't keep dwelling on that. It's too hurtful for my brain to dwell on that. Then I'll see and read and lead me into other things, reading about other people's suffering and what people have gone through. And I was part of the LVAD group for so long, and it was part of my life, like so much. The fact that it's like that's something I don't even think about, heart disease or heart attack. When I see a commercial on TV or somebody bring it up, it's like my brain just glasses over. Like it's just, I just will find other things to say, or my brain will get distracted and drift off into something else. And I didn't notice that until a couple of days. I'm like, yeah, because somebody brought up, heart disease is the number one killer, and heart attacks is the number one killer. It's very common. Heart disease is very common and prevalent in our society, just because the diet we eat, the sedentary lifestyle, and a bunch of health genetic factors. I hadn't thought about that in years. 9 years, like years. GSP says she can't remember what her ex-husband looked like. He was super abusive. Yeah, your brain will block out that. My abusive ex-boyfriend, I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, I was 19. From the age of 17 through 20, we went out. I don't remember what he looks like. I mean, he was part of my life, one of my love of my life, supposedly. I don't remember. I mean, it was granted a long time ago. But I don't know if it's because I just don't remember or just because of trauma. But trauma is real. Like I was saying, trauma is real. To go into prison and think you're not going to be traumatized in some certain way, or that person's going to come out of jail and not be traumatized, you're fooling yourself. Or thinking that person's not going to have behaviors, or they're going to do things that you're like, why are they doing this? Why are they saying this? And it all goes back to what they learned in prison. So if you think the person's just going to get out of jail and they're going to be acclimated to society and they're going to get a job and get a relationship and fall in love, and they're automatically they're a parent, they're a lover, they're a friend, they're a partner, they're a coworker, they just going to fall in like we fall in because we haven't been in prison. I've never been in jail. I've never been incarcerated. But if you think somebody's just going to get out of jail in a couple of months and they go fall into some sort of life and it's not going to be an uphill climb, then you're fooling yourself. Or addiction issues. Like this whole episode, I'm just like, all these women are like, oh yeah, he might have been an alcoholic. He may have been a meth head. You didn't ask him that? That was the first question I would have asked him. When you're out on the outside, were you addicted to drugs? When you're on the outside, were you addicted to alcohol? When you're on the outside, what were you doing? And just keep it light. You don't have to do it in an accusatory way. But these are things that should be talked on early to where there's no, because once people have emotional attachment to you, that's when the lying comes in. And the longer the person goes having some sort of emotional attachment, then the more they want to hide things. So I feel like in the beginning, there should be full disclosure. Because in the beginning is when you're really going to get the truth out of somebody. Like once you start talking to them and being like, you're keeping it light, there's no relationship, you're just talking, getting to know each other. They're more apt to be honest with you. I found out. But the moment you're in a relationship and it's a love thing, then you start asking them questions about their past or what happened, then they start softballing you. And oh, it wasn't this bad. It's just that my homeboy got me into this. My homegirl got me doing this. I had a group of friends that got, no, you started in the beginning. Were you on, you can tell me, were you out doing, you was out there hitting some shit real good. You keep it light and let them know that there's no judgments. And like, you're not going to run off and you're not going to judge them. Even though you might run off, you may hear some shit that you like, hold, I'm out of here. But in the beginning, you keep it light. Keep it light, keep it frosty, keep it cool. And so they don't suspect that, so they can feel like they can be open and honest with you without you judging them or running away. Then you'll get the truth. But the idea that you're waiting until 6-7 months later or a year or two later, or maybe they did ask, maybe they just weren't honest, but that should have been that honesty should have been there in the first place. The fact that Jessica really seemed like she didn't know about Dustin's, but she hasn't really talked to Dustin. She hasn't really visited Dustin. But I like the fact that his mom and sister were telling him, he's never had a real relationship. You didn't ask that? Have you had a relationship before? Do you have kids? No, I don't have any kids. Have you had a real relationship? That's another thing that anybody should be asking anybody, whether they're in jail or not. The first thing you should be asking, what's your last relationship? How long have you been out of your relationship? How long did y'all last? What happened? You don't have to give me details about what happened, but I kind of want to know how many relationships have you had? Have you been married before? Even if a person's incarcerated. You're dealing with, like I said before in my previous video, you're dealing with people, some people have never even had a relationship. They may have had a kid, like Harry and Indy. Harry had a child. As to whether he had a real relationship with his baby mama, I can't. How long were they together? Were they really together? Or was he just sleeping on her couch? Was he just living in her house with her? Did they even live together? Or was he just with her and 3 or 4 other women, knowing Harry? So you're going to be with somebody who's never had a committed relationship? That has went from chick to chick to chick, or dude to dude to dude to dude to dude. This person, that person, this person. They didn't mess with this man, this woman, this cat, this dog, this tree. They didn't be when they for everybody. And you expect this person to be like, oh, I'm so in love with you and we're going to be together forever. Honey, they don't even know what 30 days is. They don't even know what it means to be with somebody for 2 weeks. Much less you talking about forever. We're going to be together forever, forever, forever. Based on what? They don't even know what a relationship is even like. What to do in a relationship. How to carry themselves in a relationship. Emotionally, what do they feel and don't feel? So, again, these people want to get in there with their eyes wide shut like this. They feeling around in the darkness. I'm in a relationship. Oh, I really love them. Oh, I really care. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? That's how they doing. They groping around in the darkness for love. You should never grope around in darkness. You should go with your eyes wide open. You should be looking at everything. Okay, what about this? He said this. He said that. She didn't say this. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. What was this? What was that? Who did? Who did? Red flag, green flag. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? You need to ask. You need to ask questions. And I know it's hard to do when somebody's incarcerated, but some of these people, it's like I just get a sense that some of these people don't want to ask these questions. Like they don't want to know, that they want to believe in their mind that everything's going to work out, that they're deluding themselves. So when truth hits them in the face, or somebody in their family or their social circle tells them this person ain't shit, Brandwin and Chaz. Chaz should have known Brandwin wasn't shit by the people that she hung around with. But they was trying to tell him on the cool. You sitting around the kitchen table with all these other people, and you looking at them, and they got neck tattoos and IV marks and hair plugs missing, and they living some kind of ratchet ass lifestyle, and you can't tell. And and your woman wants to be with these people, and you can't tell. And you want to hang, babe? You want to hang around these people? This what we doing? Why? Oh, these my friends. Da, da, da. Yeah. If these are the people that your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever wants to hang around with, and you can look and tell these people ain't shit and they ratchet, how long is it before the ratchetness gonna spread to your partner? How long before she gonna be out there running the streets? And that's what Brandwin is doing. She for the streets. But again, looking at who she was hanging around with, they for the streets too. I'm watching it on camera going, clucker, 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 here, clucker, there, clucker, everywhere, a clucker, clucker. Then you meet her ex-boyfriend with tattoos and being incarcerated and being in prison. And so you want your just incarcerated wife that you just married, who just got out of prison, and she hanging around incarcerated people? She hanging around sketchy looking dope fiends? And she somehow miraculously she gonna leave and come and live with you. If Brandon would have did that, she would have had a better chance to go live with Chaz. But she knows she didn't want to be with Chaz. She knows she didn't want to leave her lifestyle and her friends. And I don't want to leave my daughter. We saw her daughter one season, Brandon and Chaz. Her daughter showed up one time. We ain't seen nothing about her daughter since. It ain't about her daughter. She didn't want to leave because she didn't want to leave her child. She didn't want to leave her friends. She didn't want to leave her lifestyle. It is what it is. Yeah, Brandon was a street runner. She's for the streets. She's for the streets. She's for the streets. She's a go-getter. She's for the streets. I mean, she's for the streets. Which like I said, I'm not hating. Brandon's child is grown. Brandon is grown. If she want to be online, she want to do OnlyFans, she want to do escorting, I have no problem with that at all. Do your thing, make your money, boo. But I'm just saying that she should have been honest with Chaz about who she is, what she did. And she may have thought she was going to go to school and turn it around. But the moment she realized that the draw of the streets and her old lifestyle, and she didn't really want to go to school. I don't think she's even in school anymore. If she knew that wasn't going to work, that she wanted, then she need to be honest with herself. A lot of people incarcerated don't have self-honesty. They don't even have outward honesty. But the biggest thing is, like, if you can be dishonest with other people, that's bad enough. That's horrible. Don't do that. But be honest. But self-honesty is the biggest thing that anybody should have, is self-honesty. You have to know your limitations. You have to know your likes, dislikes, needs, wants, what you don't want. And you have to be honest with yourself. And you have to sit there in your own self sometimes and be like, is this what I really want? Is this what I really want to do? And you have to learn to put all of your self-aggrandizing bullshit behind and just be real with yourself. I tell people all day, I'm trying to be the most honest person I can, but I'm self-honest. Like I don't live my life trying to be this good, quote unquote, whatever, good person. And good defined depends on how you want to define it. But I think people worry about trying to be good or trying to put this face forward like they're a good person. I don't care. I don't give a shit what people think. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. I fuck up. I do shit wrong. I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. I'm pig-headed. I can be very non-emotional, detached in a relationship. I know that. I can be sort of an asshole. I have a reputation that in a relationship, I can be an asshole. It's true because of what I've been through. Because I'm no nonsense. I don't like flirty people. I don't like men flirting with me. It comes off as disingenuous. I like people to talk to me like they got some goddamn sense. Okay? That's what I like. I like people to come and talk to me, men. We're talking about relationships. Talk to me like they have sense. I don't like flirty, cutesy. Some people love that. A lot of women love that. I do not. I look at a man, he flirting, why are you talking to me like that? Well, you're so pretty, I bet, blah, blah, blah. Really, bitch? Like, really? I'm telling you, I could tell y'all some story. I had dudes that be trying to flirt with me, and I'm just like, my whole look on my face is like this. Not in person, but online. Don't nobody flirt with me in person. In person, they know better. Don't nobody ever come up to me and say shit to me. Because I have resting bitch face 24/7. My face is like this all the time. People talking about people trying to Karen them. Honey, I live in a rich white neighborhood and people wouldn't even dare. They look at me and they like they know who to try. And a lot of times they like I said, they know who to try. I don't walk around with hi, how are you? I walk around like this. I have this face of look like of a look of can I help you face? Can I help you? No? Okay. Like even with my kids, smart women are intimidating. They are. I'm not cutesy, flirty. So in person I have resting bitch face. It's just my face. Like I can't help it. Really, if y'all know me, y'all know me, y'all talk to me. Y'all know I'm funny and I'm affable and I'm funny and I'm really excitable. But then I'm introverted and shy around people I don't know, like in person. Like I don't have those social skills. And I admit it. But you have to know your strengths and know your weaknesses and just go from there. But you have to be a self-actualizing person. I tell people there's nothing better than a person to write down their faults, their good things, their questionable things, and just write them all down and just be happy being you. I find a lot of people try to be disingenuous with other people and with themselves because they really don't deep down inside like who they are. I love who I am. Now, physically, I may have issues and I may be like on this diet thing and I may be dogmatic. I'm a perfectionist. But mentally, I'm good. I have no reason to change anything about me. I'm shy and I'm introverted. Tough, deal with it. I don't like people. I'm not a people person. Fuck off. It's just me. I tortured myself for years going, why can't I talk to people? And why? You know what? I don't want to talk to people. I just come to realization that it had an epiphany. Fuck those people. Fuck those people. I don't want to talk to people. I don't like people. I don't want to deal with people on a day-to-day basis. I went and found a job where I don't have to deal with people. I had to go out and find a job. I don't like retail. I don't like sales. I don't like customer service. I had to find a job that allows me to not fuck with people. I'm an accountant. I account. I don't talk to people. I email people. I may do a Zoom meeting or Zoom call with my coworker. I talk to her and that's about it. But the idea of me having to do customer service, I used to do customer service like a call center when I was younger. I hated it because I realized I don't like talking to people. I don't like doing retail. I don't like standing up in front of a retail store. Hey, how can I help you today? I don't like none of that. I hate all that. My patience level is low. I don't want to work in retail. I don't want to work in sales. I could not sell anybody's shit because I'm too honest. I'm like, look, this product is not that great, but I want you to buy it because I'm getting a bonus and commission. That's me. I want a job that allows me to be brutally honest. And accounting, it is what it is. It's honesty. Either we can pay the shit or not. No, we're not going to be able to pay this. Yes, it's accountants and collections. Yes, I need my money. Like it's very cut and dry because I'm a very cut and dry kind of bitch. So, but it took me years of really understanding what I like, what I don't like, because people try to get you to conform to other things and how society tells you should be as a woman. And how as a black person, as a black woman, you're supposed to be angry and aggressive. I'm not aggressive. When it comes to dating, people are like, oh, you're a black woman, so you're assertive. I am not. Dating me, if you're expecting assertive black woman, I'm not. I'm the wrong black woman for you. When we go out, I'm just gonna be sitting there like this. Yep. Now, once I get to know you, I'm more talkative, I'm more articulate, more animated. But if you think that I fit some sort of black woman dating stereotype where black women are more sexually aggressive, I'm sexual, but I'm not aggressive. I prefer the man to start off things. I prefer the man to kind of take the lead. I'm a bit more old-fashioned in that way. But a lot of people, a lot of black women, I know are a bit more aggressive than me. I want to ask you out. I'm not going to ask you out on a fucking date. I'm just not. I'm not going to ask you for your fucking phone number. I'm not. That's just me. Because I'm introverted. I'm shy. I'm nerdy. I like nerdy shit. I like comic books and superheroes and cats. I watch cat motherfucking videos. I watch true crime. I watch too much politics and get wound up and get angry and want to scream at people. But I try to keep it in. I like nerdy shit. I like computers. I like video games. So I don't fit the black girl stereotype that people want you to be. But I learned over the years that I don't have to. I don't want to. I want to be me. And some people like and some people don't. I think a lot of people get wrapped into wanting to be liked. I don't give a fuck whether you like me or not. I don't care. Well, you don't care, people. I don't care if people talk about me behind my back. Are you paying my bills? No. Oh, okay. Well, then I don't give a fuck. Are you paying my bills? No. Oh. And I try to instill that in my children to not care. And I understand they're getting to the age where peer pressure and things like that. The only reason I never got into drugs and gangs and all this shit hardcore is because at an early age, even my 20s, I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. Well, we have to do this. We have to do that. Who? What? Huh? Well, I don't want to do that. Well, yeah, but everybody else is doing it. Well, that's on y'all. I don't give a fuck. Y'all could. So my Keisha ain't never cared. I've never been scared, ain't never cared. Never scared, never cared. I should make a shirt. It says never scared, never cared. Because I don't care. People have tried that peer pressure shit when I was a kid and it worked a little bit. But then after like I hit about 16, I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm stubborn. I don't want to do something. I don't want to do it. My daughter's like that. If she don't want to do something, she ain't going to do it. I mean, really not going to do it. And will scream at you and will tell you emphatically, I ain't doing that. And you have to compromise with her. That's me. I may not do something, but you can compromise. I can compromise. But the idea that I'm going to do something just because everybody else is doing it is play follow the leader. I don't want to be the leader and I don't want to be the follower. Well, Keisha, what do you want to do? I want to stay in my corner and be me and stay in my own lane, do my own goddamn thing. I don't need either one of y'all. I don't need to follow nobody and I don't need to lead. You know what I need to do? I need to sit here and maintain. That's what I want to do. Because people try to make you're either a leader or a follower. No, you don't have to be either. You don't have to lead. I don't want to lead nobody nowhere. I don't want to follow nobody anywhere. I want to sit here and maintain and be me. Y'all go do that. It's that groupthink shit that they try to instill in you in school that I don't like. Because really, when you get to college, all of that falls apart and it's really on you. It's really up to you how you do well in college. I hated K through 12. Once I was in college, I flourished. I was like, this is more my speed. I was able to do my work at kind of like my own pace, take my classes at kind of like my own pace. K through 12 is very regimented. It's more strict. It's more by the book. I like college where I was able to have freedom to be me and choose classes that I really was interested in and do things at my own pace. Because I want to be me. I don't want to be a leader and I don't want to be a follower. I want to maintain and do me all day. Talk about Keisha love doing her. Oh, I love doing me. I do me spectacularly because I don't care. I joined the parent group. It didn't work for me because I spent time bickering and questioning people about their own life decisions. I swear to God, I had to bow out of the moms group because, the mom group, people will post things. I know we're getting way off topic, but I just have to say this is my last thing. When you belong to certain Reddit group or Facebook groups with real women, real people who like real things, especially a mom group, people post things about their spouses, their husbands, their kids. And in my mind, everything is so cut and dry and simple that I would just like, here I am to help you. They would ask for advice and I would solve their problems. And people, for some reason, didn't like the way I solved the problem. People complain about their husband. And I was like, well, just tell your husband you're going to get a fucking divorce and tell him to fuck off. Oh my God, Akeisha, I can't do that. Why not? When I was married, my husband said something, I'd tell him to fuck off in a minute. I was like, honey, I'm not doing that. And then we have to come together and compromise. Well, my husband does this and I keep telling this and telling that. I said, well, how many times are you going to keep telling your husband the same shit? Some decisions would have to be made. In my household, if that was my husband, I would like, hold up, wait a minute. But people didn't like my advice because I'm very straightforward. I'm not like, well, I can't do that because emotionalism don't get in my way. I will tell somebody how I feel in a minute. I don't have the restraint of I'm not a very emotional person. So I don't have the restraint of, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I feel like I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings, but I'm just being honest with you. And I try to put things in a tactful manner, but I'm very straightforward. Like what you see is what you get. I'm very transparent. I don't put on airs. I don't pretend to be something that I'm not. And I think that there needs to be more of that. I think a lot of people in relationship try to put on airs and they try to be something that they're not. And they try to compromise in ways that they shouldn't compromise. And I'm here to tell you, I've done the same a lot. But it took me years. I'm almost 50 before I finally realized, you know what? I'm not compromising that. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. No, no, I'm just going to be me. And if he doesn't like it, fuck him. That's my attitude. Fuck him. But anyway, let me get off here because my kids are waiting for me. I have a whole myriad of shit to do. Like I said, I thank GSP for being here. Anybody else that showed up here decide they want to lurk, because I know I got some lurkers out there. People who are going to watch this on the rewatch, thank you very much. Until next episode next week, y'all. I'll try to be on Geo's show. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh Lord have mercy. I'm already late enough as it is. But anyway, I much love to you guys. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes of yabbing about this. So I appreciate y'all. And as I go out here and run these streets and get this shit done, so many things to do today. And I'm gonna try to get my workout in today. Like y'all can tell I've been losing. Y'all can tell my face. Look at my face. If you look at my old videos, you can see like how much weight I've lost. I've literally lost 15 pounds. You can tell it in my videos. Have a good day, GSP, and everybody else. I think y'all have a good day. But you girls out here, my glasses, which were big, now they're really big. My kids are like, you have like huge bug eyes because my face has slimmed down so much. But I'm working hard. I'm losing weight. I'm strength training. I'm getting my Rocky on, and then maybe I'll do a video about what I do. If you want to work out, there's a brother on here named Millionaire Hoy. Please support him. I follow his workouts. He has a whole different workout plans, strength training, cardio. Millionaire Hoy, HOY. I cannot prop him more. Like, his workout routines are never boring. He's personable. He has his own app. He has his own website. Support Millionaire Hoy. I got in shape because of him. After my surgery, I gained like 30 pounds. I've lost. I need to lose. I want to lose about 40 more. Because, I'm not a big girl, but, I still consider myself a big girl. I'm a big girl. But I'm trying to lose 40 more pounds, especially on my thighs. And Millionaire Hoy, I watch his videos every day, and I use his videos every day. And they're fantastic. They're 30 minutes. They're not boring. It'll keep you motivated. You can mod. They have modifications. So Millionaire Hoy, y'all, I was in shape previously before my surgery because of him, and I'm in shape now because of him. And I've lost all this weight. My little face. Take my glasses on. Y'all can see my face. My face. I'm so proud of my progress. I've been eating right. Counting my calories. No, I eat keto diet, low carb. So y'all, let me go get these kids together. One day I'm gonna bring my kids on camera. If y'all follow me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram, GSP, everybody. On Twitter, I'm the infamous Kiki on Twitter, if Twitter is still going to be around. And then on Instagram, I am at Falling Star Naturals Media. Naturals with an S. That's Falling, FALLINGSTARNATURALS Media. All one word, Falling Star Naturals Media on Instagram, where I post. And then some of y'all, if y'all know my real name, yeah, I only let the special people follow me on Facebook, because Facebook got pictures of my kids and my real life and where I live, and full disclosure. But I don't have any wrinkles. Not fair. You think so? Really? This is. I drink. I hydrate. I hydrate. Also, I have skincare, so I do have hydrochloric acid wash. I have a face wash that I sell. I do hydrochloric acid. I'm planning to expand my hair and my hair care business. That's my goal. I have my own shampoo. I have my own conditioners with my label and everything like that. If y'all are nice enough, if y'all send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, I will send you guys free samples. I've sent many people a free sample because I do bath bombs. I do all kinds of stuff, and I like to send my subscribers free samples. So I'm a free sample kind of girl. Free samples and coupons again, because I believe in Black businesses. I believe in Black people, especially supporting each other. And I know a lot of people talk shit about Black businesses, and Black businesses, a good one is hard to find. I am a good one. My customer service is impeccable. I have 5-star shops. My customers are from all different backgrounds. They all rave about me. It gives me a great boost to my self-esteem to know that people love what I do. Because I believe in Black businesses, especially supporting each other. And I know a lot of people talk shit about Black businesses, and Black businesses, a good one is hard to find. My customers are from all different backgrounds. They all rave about me. It gives me a great boost to my self-esteem to know that people and appreciate the things that I do. It's a lot of hard work, y'all, but I'm going to put these kids to work today. Today, these kids are going to get to work. I have lots of orders for these candles, lots of orders, lots of candles to do. I probably have 15 orders of candles. So I can't do it by myself. And so I need these kids to help. And that means I got to pay them too because they're labor. I'm going to start putting them on the damn taxes and write off. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good day. I got to get, thank you for talking about my skin's beautiful. I work hard on this damn skin. I work hard to look like this. I work hard. I work hard because I have acne issues. Like me and my kids, the reason why I even got, I'm gonna say this is my last thing, I swear. The reason why I started making a skincare and hair care business is because me and my kids are real sensitive to skin. Like we break out the certain things. And the same thing with hair, because I have really crazy textured hair. Like if you see my hair, it's very 4C, 4C-ish, and very gray, by the way, underneath all of this. Um, and then my son has wavy hair and my daughter has straight hair. And so we all have different textures of hair. And so it's hard for us to all find hair care products that we can use together without getting different stuff for different textures. And so I developed a shampoo and conditioner and all that, and then skincare products because I have acne, y'all. Believe it or not, real bad acne. My kids, they do a face wash. My kids do a wash every day. Like my kids have a skincare routine. My daughter's 8, my son's 12. They've had a skincare regime since they were 5 years old. Like they always wash their face and cleanse their skin because I started early too. I started in my teens though because I had bad acne I'll eat something. If I drink too much soda, my skin will break out. If I drink too much dairy, I'll break out. My daughter's lactose intolerant. She drinks dairy. She'll break out on her forehead. We have eczema in my family. We have dry skin, all kinds of stuff. So that's some of the reason why I started my soap and my skincare business because I couldn't find products for all of us. I couldn't find hair care products for all of us. I couldn't find skincare products that work for all of us without buying 10 different things and spending God knows. I mean, I used to spend hundreds of dollars on all kinds of acid washes, and I would go to an esthetician and get my skin done. And I go to a dermatologist every year. I only go to a dermatologist once a year now when it flares up real bad. But I hadn't been to a dermatologist in years. I kept my acne down. I looked up things, certain techniques, certain things, and that's how I got into my business 3.5 years ago, just out of a need, out of a need. And I was like, if people can do this, surely I can do it too, And then it took off from there. So, but anyway, I appreciate that. Yeah, child labor. And then I have my little cousin here. She's 6. So she's going to help too. They're all going to help. We're going on vacation next week, y'all. So I don't know if you guys are going to see me. I'll probably be here broadcasting Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll do like a turkey fest. We do a non-traditional Thanksgiving, by the way. For us, it's Indigenous People Day. It's Native American Day. We don't do Thanksgiving, the colonizer thing. We celebrate. We go out and we eat traditional Thanksgiving dinner. We also go out in nature. We go out in the woods and we take in the nature and take in the woods, if weather permitting, and really get in touch with our Native American ancestors, our native ancestors, which is in my blood. My daughter, she is Mesoamerican. She is Afro-Latina. So my daughter's father is Latin American. And so we talk about her Aztec roots. So for us, Thanksgiving is a day to celebrate Native Indigenous people worldwide, especially our ancestors who are Indigenous. And so that's what we do on Thanksgiving. We don't do the pilgrims sat down with it. No, even though my son, he's a direct descendant of one of the pilgrims that came over. And so am I trace my lineage back. I can do a whole show on DNA and genealogy and family trees. My family tree is pretty extensive. I might do a video about that if y'all want to talk about that. My family tree and genealogy, I've been doing genealogy. I've always wanted to do it professionally, but I've been doing it with my family. Like we have a whole book. My family has a book. I'll go downstairs and I'll do a video and bring my family book. We have a whole book. Okay. My son, offshoot of his family, they have a book too as well. And so my son, his family, my late husband, his ancestors, they go back to the Czech Republic and Russia and stuff like that. But then the other side of his family, they have deep roots in America, presidents and shit like that. One day I'll do a gene. And then my daughter, she's like an Aztec princess, like Black Panther. That was her jam. That was in her wheelhouse. The best of both worlds, African and Talocan. Like she was like she was vibing on both of it because it's like both halves of her coming together in one movie. So she wanted to go to Wakanda. She wants to go underwater to Talocan. She feel like she could fit in with both of them and just have a good old time. So yeah, our Thanksgiving is about history. It's about the history of our indigenous people and the things that they've gone through. We usually watch a documentary about the history of indigenous people. There's several of them about that are child friendly. Some of them aren't. We've watched a few that have made them really sad, but you know, it's paramount to me for our young people to know their history, not only their culture, but of what happened in America. And so that's what we do on Thanksgiving. My sister-in-law is having a Korean Thanksgiving where she eats nothing but Korean food because she don't like Thanksgiving either. My sister-in-law is Caucasian. She don't fuck with the colonizer either. And so for her, she likes Korean culture. She eats Korean food on Thanksgiving. She doesn't like Thanksgiving food. She will watch K-drama shows, listen to some BTS, and be like, smooth like butter, undercover. I know she watching this, girl. I'm sorry. Sure, what pulls my teeth is here. Or my son's a half native and you're 1/4. Good morning. What pulls my teeth? But you didn't came at the end, brother. You late. You late. But yes. So our Thanksgiving, I'll probably film it because it trips people. It's different. It's just different, you know. Oh, you're on Geo's live. Okay. We need to head to Geo's live. Bye, y'all. Well, I gotta go. Tell Geo I said hi, but I got to go because these kids are dressed. They're waiting for me. They're looking at me like, come on. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.